Welcome to Storm King's Thunder, where me and a bunch of my nerdy-ass friends play Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
There we go.
That was the dragon.
This is session 4. That was pretty good. This is session 4 for Storm King's Thunder. Previously in our adventures, our party had freed Nightstone of its goblin invaders, made a sort of an alliance with the guards, namely Sidiri Hanlar, the captain of the guard, or acting captain of the guard, who informed you guys that the keep was attacked by cloud giants, and the Nightstone that gives the city its namesake was stolen away. They told you that the citizens of Nightstone fled into the forest and to the caves 3 days ago, and have not returned. And the guards trapped in the keep could not properly explore out to find them, nor could they really hope to take down the guards and ogres that were sort of ransacking the city for a number of days. Along the way, you did meet the turtle friend Aku, who has proven to be an interesting character. I was hoping Josh would be here because there's something I want to amend from last session, but we'll get to that when we come to it. After exploring the city a bit, you uncovered a secret agent, Kella Darkhope, who was with the Zentarum, and was quickly seen through, as Aku recognized that she was not a monk of the Shining Fist, as she had previously stated. And after dropping a flashbang and attempting to flee, you guys were able to capture her before she escaped, and use her as a bartering chip to the Seven Snakes, the sect of the Zentarum who had arrived at the drawbridge mere moments after. After successfully negotiating them to leave you guys the fuck alone, you threw Kella off the bridge just in time to see an orc army approaching from the north and from the west. Ragged, blood-splattered, arrows sticking out of their skin. They had obviously been in some previous combat as they began to make their way toward the keep. And not long after your encounter with them began, a number of elves emerged from the forest and helped sort of even the numbers a bit. After being placed in a perilous situation, the leader of these elves, Rond, was saved by none other than our very own Tally, who shot forth a mysterious burst of energy from his palm, which struck the leader of the orcs, Garash, square in the chest and stalled him just long enough for Rond to slip away from his blow. After eliminating a faction of the orcish horde, Garash retreated, choosing to lick their wounds in the forest and try to regain the rest of his troops. Ron did warn you guys that there are still several more orcs out there, that the orcs had intended to attack the elves and ambush them, but the elves were aware of this and were able to use that to their advantage to split their forces. You guys, after a brief training session between Tally and Rond, you guys return home, and our Valkyr was able to get a special little treat from his patron, Elistrai, the drow goddess of night, dancing, and one of the few good goddesses in the Dark Elf pantheon. Awaking the next day, you guys ventured out and persuaded Sidiri Hanlar to accompany you, who led you quickly to the Dripping Caves, where you quickly found out that there were 2 ogres, one of which was bathing in a mud pit right near the entrance, as well as several goblins placed throughout the caves. And with that, we shall resume our story. I do need, for anyone viewing, we do have a little bit of a lighter crew today, so we're going to double up on some stuff. We do have a good friend of ours, Spencer, who should be wandering in the next 10 to 20 minutes. So why don't you guys do me a favor? Well, quick, do you think we should run with Kolkar or no? Okay. Narrative-wise, you still have... No, you're fine. You still have 6 without him. And if we do have him, somebody has to run 3 characters. So I think, for story's sake, Kolkar stayed with the remaining guards in the town to help fortify it and prepare for the attack, or potential attack, that the orcs, goblins, or cloud giants may attempt to resume. So, if each of you will do me a favor and take over an NPC, if need be. So, question, when you guys go to the Storm King's Thunder page where you see all the characters, you can view their character sheets, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Okay, those should all be updated to level 3. So
They
if
are not.
Are you
they
talking
are
about D&D Beyond or Roll20?
D&D Beyond, I'm sorry.
Oh.
They are not.
They are
I'm looking
not.
at Valkyr's now. He's level 2, and I
That
can't level him up.
um
And his Roll20 sheet is even more disparate.
yeah, his Roll20 sheet's still probably level 1. Um
If that.
it
So what I was thinking was just have the level 2 abilities and maybe give him 5 more hit points. Let's see, his
I'm
con mod is +2.
I'm going to do a quick thing where I will bump him up. I do have to do the same with Aku. That bastard. That's okay. Oh, I see a Chuck Noblet might be on quicker than we expected, so maybe he'll be hopping in. Creating a character. No, not what I wanted. Back up. We're off to
I've
a
got
riveting start tonight.
Bergen's pulled up till he gets here.
Björgen. Fantastic. So, Tally, do you mind taking Aku?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. I'm not seeing what
Honestly,
I
I know
want
how
to see.
Valkyr plays. He just starts blasting, so.
Yeah, blast. He does have a second weapon now, and he hasn't used his primary weapon, which has been a little surprising.
One of my notes I took off of the conversations was, "Where'd you get that sword?" Because I haven't heard like a mysterious description of it yet.
No, well,
He's got that Morning Star.
he also has a mace.
Rua?
Yeah,
Oh, is that the mace?
That is Rua.
That's-
Yes.
I want to know who Rua is because Devin is obviously like, but
The fuck.
But that's I've seen him.
oh,
use it.
Goldbrand has yeah, but is it noticeable? Is it like obviously?
It is.
I don't know. That makes
It's
sense.
unusual appearance. Like it looks like it's made of like alabaster. Like it's stark white.
Okay.
It's
Let's-
it
put
looks
that on the
very
list.
unusual for a weapon. It seems to be some type of stone. You don't. I don't think any of you would get any type of vibe other than that off of it. I know what packed boon he wants. He wants Pact of the Blade, so that'll get him some fun shit. And bleep blap bloop, bleep blap bloop. I think that's it for Mr. Valkyr. Let me dip back up. Okay, Valkyr should now be level 3. I'll do the same for Senor Akuna Matata.
Do I need to be
Right.
rolling initiatives?
Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I've got this thing right. Oi, oi. Get your ass over here. Now you may begin rolling.
It does give me a notification when I pull up the character sheet for him that maybe there's a feature or something that wasn't selected.
Oh, the Beyond 20 thing?
Yeah.
That's just saying if you wanted to roll to Beyond 20, to click on the Features and Traits tab. And if you
Right.
do that, I think if you hit Feats, it'll recognize that sheet as a D&D Beyond sheet and will work on Roll20. So just for shits and giggles, hit something on that. Like the initiative roll, for example.
Okay.
Pardon me. 19. Valkyr.
Why have I forgot where the initiative roll is? Oh, because
So why does it do it twice? Let's see.
First one is Goldbrand's. The second one is.
It's
Oh,
labeled
well,
as
I guess
Bergen,
it
which
is
is
like-
nice.
Because I did it in D&D Beyond.
Are you that other 19, Brandon?
Oh.
I'm not. I just clicked once for Valkyr.
You're that other 19 now.
Goldbrand's
okay.
ready to fucking go.
Goldbrand is not. Yeah, I kind of left off a bit of an important bit of information. Oh, so
I
it
didn't
did it
forget.
for.
We're fucking shit up.
Oh yeah. At the very end of last session, you guys did. There we go. At the very end of last session, you guys did lure one of the ogres as well as one of the goblins out. Actually, I think 2 of the goblins forward, one of which you killed. And the onslaught that you guys gave was quite impressive. Very closely, not quite critical, battering this ogre here as it exited the cave to investigate what it thought was a tasty snack. I think, did we go with spider?
I was a lizard.
A lizard, that's right. Maybe crawling around, but as he was pursuing a scaly snack, he was assaulted, and I mistakenly told Aku to make unarmed strikes, but after thinking about it, what was that?
Because I asked when they done it.
What I wanted him to, what I have decided that he should use instead is actually his a special ability that he has, which I'm just gonna go ahead and pop, and we'll see how this turns out. He's technically supposed to run before using it, but he's that's just so he can get momentum, and he's above it on a mountainside. So I think for story purposes, we'll say it works. His shell shock, which makes the ogre have to roll a DC, which in this case is going to be a dex save, and his dex ain't great. Ooh, he did roll good. He did roll well. Pardon. But not well enough. Just barely clipped it. So he's going to take an extra 4 damage, and that is enough to where after this barrage of magic and arrows and different incantations, your large turtle friend simply withdraws within his shell and, cascading down the mountaintop, slams into this ogre and flattens it. Blood kind of splatters everywhere as Aku sort of like half like steps out and like wipes the gore off of him. A very brutal end to this ogre who was just coming from a snack. And you do hear from within the cave a bellow as the second ogre, who some of you have probably gathered is probably his mate, is absolutely furious. So yeah, shit is going on, y'all.
I'd like to imagine Aku says, "There's your scaly snack."
That sounds on brand. I'll allow it. I feel like whenever I say that, I have to say it like a Southern judge. I'll allow it. I want to see.
Like, what's the Judge Whitey from Futurama?
That's kind of what I was going for, actually. Oh wait, no, we said Cole Carr's not here. Fuck off, Cole.
Ham sandwich in my mouth.
My manwich. Akun Nami changed. Did one of you do that, or did Josh? Who changed his name to Akun Matata?
Yeah, he was saying he was gonna change it. But I didn't think he would change it to that.
I love it. That's hysterical. Fantastic. Bjorgen's a little smaller than you guys, so I'm gonna beef him up a bit. Davos is already out here. Well, you have your headshot. I don't know how you did that.
That was what I had for my character sheet. I think every other time you've put my token in there. Maybe?
Oh, do you want me to put your token, or do you want your head?
Sure, since everybody else is circular. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're just going to say for the purposes of this that you guys are all pretty much at the entrance of the cave. And we shall begin our combat encounter. Oh, did my thing go away?
It did, didn't it? Disappeared.
Your ogre?
No, my initiative tracker.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's dumb. But all right. So
Goldbrand will ask when everyone can like forms up at the mouth of the cave like that. Goldbrand will, I guess, not be quiet about it because he can see that goblin right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is gonna call it a. Can anyone's mix those lights?
Oh, that's a fair point. Lights.
He wants to be able to see.
We are already in initiative count, so I'm gonna say that you're at 20, but so was a goblin. What's your dex?
0.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
lights does not do that, huh?
Dancing lights makes lights. Makes light.
Makes enough you can see shit to find it.
Yeah, it's like I think 10 foot bright, 10 foot dim. Is that right?
I'm looking for.
You get 3 of them.
Oh,
so.
let me check Bergen sheet because I have a Bergen sheet.
Hinga dinga Bergen. Well, we're actually starting with this gobby boy, so he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to end up right here next to the goblin. You see this, next to the ogre, you see this goblin kind of emerge from deeper in the cave to where you originally couldn't see. But as he comes forward, he's going to let loose an arrow, and he's going to try to shoot one of the ends. Probably the turtle that he just saw squish that giant ogre.
That's pretty scary stuff.
Oh, that's a big 11. Oh, excuse me, no, he gets to add a 5 to that. Excuse me, a 4 to that, so 14. 15. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to use the Roll20 numbers because you guys can see those instead of the D&D Beyond numbers. So he only rolled a 9, so that does not hit. That is going to bring us to Goldbrand. Oh, and now it's back. Okay.
That's kind of odd, isn't it? All right, so Goldbrand sees this goblin here. Definitely wants to fuck it up, but I've got to check some things.
Product placement for this cool D&D mug I got. Womp, womp.
Fucking dope, isn't it?
Wizards of the Coast, give us money.
All right.
Doubt it.
Give us free
One
stuff.
action
What do you want?
range, not 20 feet. Okay. So, because Goldbrand can't see yet, though. He can't see into the cave.
You
right?
can see into that part. Like if you're talking about this one right in the mouth, there is natural sunlight that comes in for, I would say, the first like 15, 20, 30 feet.
All right. Since he's going earlier, I'm gonna do things I'm gonna do this. He's gonna go forward as far as forward as he needs to go to be able to see the ogre and the goblin here.
Okay.
And it doesn't tell me. And he's going to. Oh well, it didn't put it on there so you could see it. He's gonna cast Entangle. So you watch him like take a briar out of one of his like bags that he has arrayed around him, break it up, and then like crumble it, and magic flow out of him and into the ground, and whatever that 20 feet. What is that? Spear? Square.
Square.
You want to draw that DM?
You said 20 feet?
Square?
So that's 4 by 4?
Yes.
What you want, my dude? Where you want it?
Miss her. I guess I want to try to put them either in the back 2 squares. Yeah, I want to cover this area here as best I can. Make a choke point in this area.
I'll give you a choke point. What?
And
there goes our sponsorship.
That was almost good.
All right.
That is concentration, which is interesting.
Oop.
It means you can't rage, but as bonus action, I will use my last use of wild shape to do the archer constellation again, so that I can fire on that gobbo over there.
That gobby boy. Fire away, my dude.
Just a second.
So they have to make a strength save.
Does a 16 hit? No, let me make sure.
A 16 does hit. I believe you're right that it gives you 1 on the first cast, and then each bonus action
it does,
thereafter.
Yes, that's what I was checking. So,
is that a DC 12? Oh, the ogre's fine. He rolled a nat. She rolled a nat 20, so I'm going to say that she is so pissed off that she actually like pushes through the brambles in her like bloodlust. She's not quite out of them, but she's most of the way there.
Because it is still difficult terrain.
Yeah, she's not using her movement speed. This is just sort of as she's fighting them off, she's actually using them to pull herself forward. The goblin, however, is much less fortunate. So it is restrained. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let's tie up this gobby boy. Bloop. Go a little net on it.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit, yes, sir. Ping, you have blooded the gobby. You watch as Goldbrand throws out this small little bramble that hits by this mud patch, and out from the mud, which is bubbling, by the way. It's heated by some type of natural thermal activity. Briars shoot out of it and try to wrap around this ogre. The ogre, furious, actually grabs them and uses it to pull herself forward as the goblin, who is much less lucky, is entangled just at the edge of the mud pit. Is in double difficult terrain, so he's gonna get hella movement. Well, he's restrained anyway. And as he finishes that, he takes his other arm, grabs at his wrist, and seemingly from nothing pulls out an arrow made of. Do you have a particular color in mind, my dude?
Anything cosmic themed, that can be orange, red, blue, green, just depending on, because he's in his starry form, so he looks like a constellation at the moment.
It almost looks like starlight. Like it's white, but it has these flickers of color around it. That as he pulls it back, you see almost like a shimmer of a rainbow effect, and he lets it loose, stabbing into this goblin, who looks pretty terrified at these people who just strolled up into his cave, destroyed one goblin, one ogre, and are working on everybody else. Davos, your turn, my dude.
This goblin right here?
Yes, sir.
And this red dot is another goblin?
Yes, there's another one up here. There was another one that you guys killed, and there may be others you don't know. You can't see quite to the end of the cavern yet.
I see this red dot right here. Is that
Yes,
the
sir.
second?
Well, no,
Okay.
that's technically a dot on that first goblin there. I put the dots there so
Okay.
they're easier to locate since they're kind
All
of
right.
tiny.
All right. So 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna run up to this goblin here. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast what's it called? Divine Favor on myself,
Derp-derp-derp.
which says 2 radiant damage.
Oh,
I guess if I rolled it for me. So if I hit, I was looking for the description. Your prayer empowers you with divine radiance until the spell ends, which is a concentration up to 1 minute. Your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit. So I'll count that as the roll for this one if I hit with my rapier as an action.
that sounds good.
18, I'm
Oh,
assuming hits for
yes.
5 damage plus 2 is 7 damage.
You
on Gabby Boy.
skewer him. You come up, your rapier sort of is emboldened by this glistening light, and you pierce right through it. The goblin lets out sort of a disgusting kind of guttural sort of sigh as his last breath leaves it, and you swipe off, sort of flick your wrist, and the goblin flies off. Your sword is unbloodied magically. Unless you have, or that probably was your bonus action. So, Valkyr.
I would like to maybe move another
Oh, go ahead.
10 feet.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm trying to get in. It won't let me get in this damn square. Alright, whatever. Alright. Valkyr is going to cast Dancing Lights. It's
Aye.
also a concentration, and I guess use 4 torches. It's a 10-foot radius. I don't know how you want me to do that. If we just say,
He
hey,
gets to move
follow.
them, yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. I will say that he is providing you guys with ample light throughout this encounter. How long does, as long as he's concentrating on it, you guys have ample light enough to at least fight melee wise. You may not be able to see things further into the darkness, but
It says the lights can move up to 60 feet to a new spot, as long as it's not more than 120 feet away.
how much light
And
do they provide?
10-foot radius of dim light, and they all have to be within 20 feet of another light from this spell.
I see. So you can make a chain of light. But for the purpose of this and making it easier, since we don't have Stefan, you guys have ample light to fight.
Right.
Unless he has an action he can use, or unless
That
a bonus
was
action.
action. I didn't see a bonus action, so I guess maybe kind of move over this way to get ready to blast.
In true Valkyr fashion. Yes, sir.
Hey, mate. Hope you can see better with them lights.
That's frightfully accurate. From the shadows emerges another goblin who is coming up from what appears to be another cavern to the northeast. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to stay over here. And he's going to fire off another bolt, this time at Davos, who he sees coming into, who he has just watched skewer one of his friends. That is a 15 to hit, which I don't believe does.
18 plus, gang.
18 plus. Sick. Okay. So, that is a bust, and that is Taliban's turn.
Quick question for
Yes, sir.
this tile. What's my visibility on the ogre if I am right there? Like, am I
You
gonna
would
be able
have-
to make an attack roll
Yeah.
normally? Or is it gonna
I would
be-
even argue that from where you are, you have, you don't have, it doesn't have any cover from you. You could move over and fire without, it having cover as well, and then you could choose to duck back another square and get some cover from it. But the ogre doesn't seem to be fighting. It does have javelins on it, but it doesn't seem to be encouraged to fight from a distance. It seems to want to get up in there.
Okay. Yeah, I just mean with Davos's position and this like rock face right here, am I gonna have a clear shot, really?
Yes. I don't take characters into account for like half cover and stuff.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to move there, use my bonus action to hide with the Mask of the Wild, which I only need light cover, or like to be lightly obscured in order to hide.
And sneak attack.
Yes, of course I will.
Oh, fucking course.
And it's an 8.
Oh, solid. Oh, that's 8 damage. So you need to roll the
Did not.
hit.
Oh, I did not roll the hit. There. How about we hit? 8
Yeah.
damage.
And you're aiming for the ogre, if I heard that correctly.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. The
You
ogre.
do hit the ogre, and you hit it with the 8.
I'm also gonna throw those on top of it.
Yeah, get it. So that's 7 plus 8 is 15.
Sick.
Fuck it up, fuck it up.
You get sneak attack at level 1 for a rogue or 2?
2.
2.
I just got it.
No, right. Gotcha.
So he started
Nice.
stabbing. All right. So, gonna delete that from our list. Gobby Boy A, this first one that's restrained. Does he get to make a save every turn? Let me check that real quick. Can use its action to make a strength check against the spell save DC. All right. Ba-ba-ba. He rolled a 13. Strength is not his forte, though. He just meets a 12. So he does free himself. So you watch as this goblin... It almost is a pretty frightening scene. Your entangled vines seem to be almost pulling him into the mud. And he, like, panics and starts, like... He takes out a small scimitar and, like, starts hacking away and pulls himself free. This is difficult terrain, so he's going to use 5... He only needs 10 to get out of it. And then 15. He's going to climb up this sort of shallow slope over here to get up on the high ground because he's seen Star Wars and he knows the proper procedure.
Has that does it cost him extra movement to leave the square like that since it's difficult terrain?
It does. It took him 10 feet to get out of it. And then it's another 5. It's 10 more to get up that slope because that's difficult terrain. And then that uses his 30 to get him on top of the thing. He has used his action, so he can't fire off anything, but he's fairly covered from most of you. Only Davos can really get a clear view of him. The ogre, who is pretty furious. She's going to stomp by. So that's 10. That's 20. I think she actually... Yeah, she gets 40 feet of movement.
Opportunity attack?
She hasn't left your space yet, unless you have that feat, which I don't think you do at this point.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you need a pole arm anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to take another step forward. She may not look it. She's a large creature. She's taking up 4 squares. I know she's kind of centered in those 2, but she's going to take a swing at Goldbrand. Well, no, technically it was a coup that killed her mate. She's going to swing for Davos. So she is going to go and she has a great club, and she's going to whack you. Oh, well, she didn't roll great. She only got a 12, so no hit there. I think she does have multi-attack. She does not. You guys are lucky. All right.
They're pretty big.
They're bad.
They're kind of slow, though, yeah.
Yeah. Bergen, who I'm happy to see, my dude. Or see your blob face-ness. Your move, my man.
All right. I'm going to... Am I able to move, like, up in here?
Yeah, you can move through friendly tiles. So, like, you can move through Valkyr and Goldbrand if you wanted to get closer to the ogre to hit it. You would have to be...
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could hit her from there.
Word. All right.
Oh, also, since I don't know how much you heard, there's one more goblin over here, and then one up here to the northeast.
Okay, I see. All right. Let's see here. I am going to... Who am I next to? Goldbrand and... All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and cast...
Eldritch Blast. Sorry.
I think I'm going to do Bless on... Let's see. Does it just target 1 or is it 2 or 3? Let me read this real quick. 3 creatures. So I'm going to do it on... yeah. Well, just the 2 next to me, I imagine, right? I wouldn't be able to hit the guys behind me, I'm assuming.
I forget. Is it a touch spell?
No, I think it's just within sight. 3 creatures within sight.
Yeah, you can. It only means that you have to see them when you're casting. So you can, like, look one direction, point, look the other direction, and point to 2 other people. So you can hit 3 people with that. And I think it lasts for what? Is it concentration? Up to a minute? Or is it not concentration? If you hit the little speech bubble beside it? Okay, cool. Now, if you'll do me a favor, if you'll put that in chat, there should be a little speech bubble next to the spell. Yeah.
Let's see.
This way I can check it while they're rolling and shit. Fantastic. And which 3 are you picking?
Say what again?
Which 3 allies are you choosing?
Oh, the 2 next to me, and then who's that behind me? The dark one. Is that
That's
Tally?
Valkyr. This is
Valkyr.
Valkyr. Tally is the blue border.
Okay, cool.
Bloop.
And yeah, I'll hit Tally.
All right. The 3 homies who showed up today. That's pretty solid. All right. So you boys are blessed. I'm gonna throw some little
Did I
angel
roll
wings
it?
in.
Did I actually roll it yet?
You don't roll it. They get to roll it when they attack. If you
Gotcha.
you have a bonus action, you're welcome to use that now. If you're not
Let's see
sure, there
here.
should be a bonus action tab on D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Tonight's sponsor. I wish.
If spiritual weapon was a bonus action, I would consider.
I think it is actually.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Pop
Solid
it.
spell.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw
Yes.
that into chat for me as well. And what weapon would you like to appear? Because it's your call, my dude.
It's gonna be my weapon, a mace.
A mace. Beautiful. We're gonna
Celestial mace.
today it's gonna be this beautiful blue mace right here. And where do you want it? Because you can cast it
can I
within
do it,
60
right,
feet.
Can I do it like right behind the ogre?
Yeah.
And
Bloop.
Likes
I
it
gotta
when
cast this
Bergen
one
beats
here.
ogres.
Yeah, and you do get to hit with it when you first cast it.
Right. Word.
So you can pop that bad bitch with a 14. You do hit. So you watch as Bergen comes up. You sort of see him tighten his grip on his shield, and you see a little gleam as this obsidian gem that some of you may have noticed that's sort of embedded into the back of his gauntlet. It seems to like shimmer a bit, and the 3 of you feel uplifted. You feel a little lighter. You feel a little more reassured. Even though you're in this dark, unfamiliar place, there's a presence of light that you're not necessarily accustomed to, save probably for Davos. And then with another wave of his hand, conjures up this giant spectral mace. What color would you say your magic is, Senor?
I want to go with like a deep dark forest green.
A deep green. I like it. All right. So this ethereal deep green mace sort of appears from out of the entanglement in the mud and then goes to swing and bashes this ogre pretty strong, completely unsuspecting. Did not think there was anybody behind it and gets a really good hit in. She is not quite bloodied, but she's pretty close. That is going to bring us to Akuna Matata. And whoever is playing him, I just updated his sheet. So if you do not see level 3, refresh your thing, and then you should have his stuff.
Oh, sweet. I was just assuming. For his monastic tradition, did he say he was gonna choose drunken?
We talked about it.
Yeah.
He never decided, but he was leaning toward it. So that's the one that I popped in.
Okay.
He can change it, of course, when he's
Yeah.
here
not hard
next.
to
But
change.
yeah,
Sweet. And also Flurry of Blows is just a bonus action.
Flurry of Blows is it's a bonus action to make 2 attacks, and it costs a key point.
Okay, cost a key point.
Just had Chewy flashbacks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Flurry of Blows 8 times.
Pop, pop, pop.
Essentially.
Just monk things.
And only hit with 2 of them.
Shut up. That's painful. Sometimes have 5 attacks, not land 1. Sometimes land all 5. George know what to do.
Let's see. Can he occupy any of the spaces immediately near the ogre right now, or are they all kind of? Is he
The
just
ogre
somebody's in all of them?
technically occupies the 2 spaces that are kind of in front of it, so you could hit in the diagonal between Bergen and Goldbrand and be within range.
Okay, yeah. So I would move Aku there. I can't control the token.
Oh, yes, sir.
And
You-
then I also can't make. I can't use his character sheet. I don't know. Like through D&D Beyond, but I'll just roll dice for it. I'm assuming.
Well, if you roll it on D&D Beyond, I think Joey can see it because he's got the campaign window open or whatever. Like
But
it'll
he-
show him the roll that
But
D&D
he
Beyond
means he
rolls.
can't roll it in D&D Beyond. You're saying that it won't pop
Let me
up
try.
for you?
Let me try. I would try to do a. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
That
yeah.
is a quarter set, but that is
That-
damage or
Well,
that was the hit.
that's
Okay,
all 3.
so-
So the 7 does not hit, but you
Yeah.
can still use your bonus action to make 2 unarmed strikes.
Yes, that is what we're gonna do.
Oh,
Man, this
make
between
sure
me
you-
and Aku. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Make sure what?
I was just talking about how big we were, like together, like standing there together. We'd be, yeah, we're as much masked as the ogre. Fuck him. Her.
Oh god, somebody is writing a fanfic at this very moment.
Uh,
All right. Just make sure that you mark off his key point, and Bergen, if you did not already, mark off your spell slots for those two.
so a key point for Flurry of Blows?
Yes.
Okay.
And then roll Flurry of Blows, because it rolls to hit, doesn't it? Twice.
I don't think there's an actual button for it. I think maybe there is. I see one actually.
Yeah, I can't mark his Flurry, but I mean his key points, but it's 1 of 3.
Gotcha. I can bump that off. Oh, man, just monk things. Oh, I sympathize with that. All right. Well, after a impressive. Oh wait, no. It rolled a 15 on the first one.
Yeah, I rolled 1.
Oh, please roll another one, because it only rolls once for the thing, but it is because you get a bonus. You get 2 with your bonus action instead of 1.
So it's just gonna roll the damage again. That's what we're going for.
No, it'll roll both of them again. All right. So again,
roll.
still 1 hit. He comes in with his staff, and the ogre, as large as it is, and as many people are around him, around her, is sort of provided with a little bit of cover. But he does manage to get in a punch with his weird, wrinkly turtle arms. Ugh. And that is going to bring us to not Kolkar. That is going to bring us to Goblin D, which I think was the... No, you guys killed Goblin B. Okay, so Goblin D is this one up here. He is just going to fire off at Senor...
Which one?
The one... Oh, sorry. I forget if I select a token, you don't see it. The northeastern one. He's going to fire off a blow at Senor Bergine. Oh, wait, no. Goblin D is the one that you already killed. No, excuse me. Goblin A was the one that you guys just killed. Okay, my apologies. Goblin D, he rolled a 16 plus 3. So yeah, he's going to get you, Berg. Unless you have a 19 or higher armor class, which you might.
No, definitely not.
You're not far from that, but he's going to go ahead and hit you with their short bow. Take 8 damage for me, my dude. And that's going to bring us to Goldbrand. He rolled pretty well on that. Yeah, he rolled a 6 on his d6, so... Sorry, friend.
Alright, so since the ogre is like pretty much up on them now, Goldbrand's gonna go ahead and whip out his sword and you guys watch the brambles and stuff disappear, because it doesn't cost a bonus action to let go of concentration, does it?
No, you just stop concentrating.
Yeah. He stops concentrating on the spell, because you guys watch as he like leans the sword on his shoulder and reaches into a pouch and pulls out this kind of finely ground. It almost looks like sage, which is very much a powder, a kind of dark green powder substance. It's not white or crystal or anything like that. Sage is the best like analogy I have for it. Very herbal looking. You watch him lay it across his thumb and snort a whole line of it. And immediately when the ogre hollers, you watch him holler back. He screams at the ogre, and you watch the veins start to run up his arms, and his forehead is full of veins, and I would like to rage.
Yes. Beautiful.
And swing at the fucking... Well, so he's raging and constellation-y, which is dope.
Are you recklessing? Or you don't have that yet, do you?
I don't think I have that yet.
Gotcha.
I might, but I'm not going to anyway. I'm just going to try and make the attack. So,
that was a fool's errand.
That does suck. It didn't. I don't know if the +2 it doesn't apply to hit, does it? When you rage, never mind.
It wouldn't in this case turn the tide anyway, which is unfortunate.
You do get a plus.
Are you guys adding the? Yeah, I was gonna say the 1d4 from my bless.
If a 13 could possibly hit.
So wait, you get a +2 from your rage? Is that what you're saying?
I'm looking at. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, not attacks. Melee damage with strength weapons. Yeah.
Advantage on strength
So
throws.
it's only on strength checks and saving throws, not attacks.
You could possibly hit if you got a 2 or higher, which is almost... You have a 75% chance of hitting if you use your bless.
So is it /R or / for the roll 20 d4s?
I just clicked the dice button on
Same.
the left.
All right. It won't roll it. Oh, I guess I can roll it on the tabletop though, can't I? Okay. D4. Roll to the tabletop, please.
Please. The suspense.
Suspense is killing me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not doing the way I thought it was. There we go. Fuck.
I didn't see it.
I would say
Yeah. So I was.
All right, I'm gonna help you out real quick. Bloop.
So-
All right, you hit. Congratulations. Roll some damage, my dude.
Just
So
quick.
that is +2 for rage.
Okay.
So that's 6 damage, and plus for a bonus action, he'll fire another. What?
I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
a
really?
one.
Another one.
yeah.
Oh well, whatever. So that's 6 damage. But his bonus action, he will just sink another of the archer starry form.
Isn't it your bonus action to rage, or is that a free action?
Oh no, you're right.
Okay.
So this turn I cannot do that. You're
Shut up,
absolutely
baby.
right.
I know it. All right. So you watch as Goldbrand huffs this bit of powdered green sage-looking herb along his hand, and as his veins pop out, his bald head accentuated, his tribal tattoos sort of like blending in with the veins and looking quite horrific. I mean, this guy, as far as you guys know, has been relatively passive. Not passive, but not excessively aggressive. But this seems to conjure up the stories that you guys have heard of Uthkart barbarians, savage warriors, and this is very much giving you that type of vibe. He goes in for a swing of his great axe, and he doesn't land in a great hit, but gets in a slash across the beast's ribs. Not very deep, but does draw a good bit of blood. That is going to bring
I'm
us...
sorry. I should app in that is a great sword he carries. I just did great axe because that's what you start with. Like that's the starting equipment.
Yeah. Well, you should swap it to greatsword because your average dice roll would be higher, but that's just
I mean, I'll
the
do
nerdy
that.
me
I'll
talking.
do
But
it.
no, I got you. We
There's
talked
no
about you
levels
having
up
the
there.
wooden greatsword, so that's fine. Davos.
Okay.
All right. What's this blue circle?
That's the spiritual weapon.
Oh, I thought it came from. All right. I will.
It can be conjured anywhere within 60 feet, so it just sort of floats around.
Does a 13 hit the ogre?
The 13 does hit the ogre, and an 11 is a good chunk of her health. She is officially bloodied.
Is a Bergen.
She's
bloodied
battered.
Yourself, me, Goldbrand, and Tally.
Yeah, I think so.
Yisuri. Which reminds me, I should put a concentration thing on you.
All right.
Oop.
I guess I'll just do a bardic inspiration for Valkyr,
All right.
which is a
Ooh.
D6.
Play us a little.
Does he roll
ditty.
that, or do you? Oh, and you have to sing us something now. Sorry, them's the rules.
I had a tiger.
I have the orc.
I don't know. I have the ogre.
I have the ogre.
Ogre.
All right,
The
Valkyr.
ogre. It's pretty good.
All right, so he is going to Eldritch Blast.
Blast. All right, fire away, my dude.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, 23 does hit. Give it up. Thank you.
That was to the ogre, just so we're clear.
All right. So you watch.
Eldritch Blast to the ogre.
Yeah. So you watch as Davos goes in for a stab with his rapier, draws blood, and as the ogre sort of turns, having just been attacked by by Goldbrand, sort of turns half away, and Valkyr sees an opportunity and blasts the beast across its side. She is now critical. She is rough. That is going to bring us to Goblin C, who sees this massive beast about to fall, very, very much ragged, looking rough, covered in scratches and bloodied and just disgusting. He's actually going to bolt. He's going to use his bonus action dash, because that's a thing goblins get. Actually, he's going to fire first. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. He's going to use his... Oh, wait, He's going to use his speed to go there. He's going to fire one off at Davos. Ooh, a nat 20.
Does not hit, sorry.
I love it.
I can't wait till I can actually say that.
Right? Just be like, no, fuck you. I am God
Right.
now. Oh, okay, he got 2 1s on those. Hang on. Oh, he got 3 1s on those. So
Wow.
9 plus 4. He still does 13 damage.
All right, I'm less than half health.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to ski the fuck daddle. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'll actually let you guys see where he's going. He's going...
Oh, dang it. I forgot. I got an extra D4 damage radiant. Damn it.
He's actually going to go up here. You guys can see him heading for the northwest part of the tunnel. Or part of the cavern, excuse me. Taliband.
I'm gonna make a range attack. With the. Are you giving me steady aim now?
Yes, you have steady aim. It does take your bonus action, and you can't use any movement speed, because that's how steady aim works.
Yep. How about a 21?
Didn't need it. All right, you watch as, through the madness of this, you remember what Ron taught you. You take sort of a deep, slow breath, and you watch and you wait, and you see the great sword come through. You see the rapier stab in. You see the eldritch blast, and you wait for this sort of perfect moment where, even though there's 4 people between you and this beast, you spot that perfect opening, and you fire an arrow that strikes her right between the eyes, and she falls. She sort of staggers back a single step and collapses into the mud pit and begins to slowly sink into this bubbling, thick muck, actually overflowing it, pushing it over the edges of its normal boundaries just a little bit.
Goldbrand wants to like give a very heated thumbs up, like over his shoulder.
Bergen, it is your turn, my dude. You actually still see both goblins. Technically, Bergen, you're a human, but we'll say for shits and giggles that you can see as far as the dark vision people can. There's one up in the northeast corner, and there's one to the northwest corner. I clicked those backwards, but
All right. Right. Okay. Let's see. I guess as a bonus action, I'm going to switch to my crossbow. And then
you haven't attacked with the weapon yet, correct?
True, yeah.
I would
just assumed I had my base out.
Yeah, I would say that since you haven't attacked yet, I'm not going to make you use an action to swap a weapon.
I appreciate that. In that case, I'll hold up. Let me see if I'm even close enough if I have to move.
You can also
How
move
big are these squares?
10 feet.
10
No,
feet?
these squares are 5 feet, so you can move 6
Oh.
squares.
5 feet. Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, I'm gonna let's see. Move Bergen. Where'd he go?
You can move your
Right.
spiritual weapon with your bonus action too, I think.
You can move and
Sure.
swing with it, yeah. Or is it one or the other?
I don't remember.
Let's see.
Huh. Well, that's unfortunate.
I think I can attack with it.
With the crossbow?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a swing with the crossbow.
Yeah.
I was thinking I can also.
Oh, that is a good hit. This one has not been hit yet, but he is in critical condition. You sort of blast a crossbow bolt through this goblin. And it looks terrified. It just watched the ogre sink into the mud pit. It sees its ally fleeing. It is scared pretty shitless. Aku, my dude, played by Talu. I meant to tell him this too. He does have darts, I think, is some of his starting equipment. I don't know if he has a thing for that. It is a thrown weapon, yeah. I'm pretty sure he gets to add his dex to that, but I will pull this up to be certain. It does have finesse, so he can add his dex. It is a range of up to 60 feet, and it is a d4 damage. So he could... I felt bad, I think twice during the attack on Nightstone, he just sort of drank.
Yeah.
So you can... he can move within the cave since there's no threat here. 5, 10, 15, 20. He can move here, and he still has 2 more squares that he can move after that.
Okay. Yeah, can I shell shock this goblin? 2 squares would be 10 feet, actually.
Yeah, I don't think you have quite enough to actually get
Around
to
20
him.
feet, yeah.
And I think
Okay,
if I recall, that costs a key point too. So just be aware of that.
Copy. Yeah, in which case I'm gonna use a dart. Roll to hit plus what?
Plus his dex, which is a +2 plus proficiency, so +4 total.
I don't. Let's work. There we go.
A 20 does hit.
Oh no, it's a 16.
Yeah, +4. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 20.
Yep. And are you aiming at the goblin in the northeast or the northwest?
The northeast.
Northeast. All right. You don't even have to roll damage. It only had a hit point. The crossbow bolt hits it, and just as it has time to sort of look up and assess the situation, the dart just sort of right into the temple. Goblin falls over, collapses, dead. That was Goblin D, so he's now dead. Golbrand.
Okay, let's see here. I was going to go 5, 10s, 15, 20s, 25, 30s, and I would have made it to this goblins. But now he's dead.
Dies right as you run up there, like, oh.
Yeah.
Do we see this
Super.
one?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna use.
Oh, there was another one. Okay. He was gone. I actually replicated one earlier because I couldn't find him when I was looking for him earlier. I should have been looking for the token.
So, hold on a second. I was here, and because he can see that one, right?
From this point, yes, he is a good bit of
Yeah,
distance away,
so-
but
He's gonna go 5, 10, 15. Uses action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He can get up to him, but he'll probably stop right here or so.
now the
'cause-
mud is difficult terrain if you ran through that, and I think you sort of had to.
I mean, this is 45. He got a 60 for dashing.
5, 10, 15. Okay, you would use all your movement to get to that point, but yeah, you could do that.
And since I used my action to dash, I'll use my bonus action to do my archer form. It's that there goblin from me.
Ooh,
suck.
does not hit, my dude. As you come out of the mud, there's still this sort of weight to you, yet sort of clinging to your bare pelt. Just sort of throwing off your balance. And as you go to make your strike, you go just a little far wide, and it slings off into the darkness.
Goldman screams at the goblin that he can't reach.
The goblin shits. Valkyr, who?
I think you meant Davos.
Oh, you are correct. I'm sorry. I double jumped on that last one, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Davos.
So I can go around the mud?
You
5,
can choose to go around. Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 at the goblin just took half my health. I'm 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away. I'm going to yell at him. And I'm going to rip his dirty little goblin ears off.
Vicious
Ooh.
mockery. Wisdom, not his strong suit, so good call there. Let me look at
I didn't have
this.
a choice, but yeah.
Well, good call doing that rather than like a ranged thing or something. He gets a -1. What does he have to do? 12?
Yep.
He rolled a 15. So he's terrified, but he ain't dead. Unless
Does he even take any damage? Let's see.
I don't think it with vicious mockery though. Yeah.
Nope.
So he's still up. He's still full health. Nobody has hit this boy yet.
And
He was tangled up, but
has 120. So
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Wow, he's
25,
fast.
30.
no, he has
No,
120
feet
for
on
Eldritch
the,
Blast.
Eldritch Blast,
He's just
sorry.
being an asshole.
Yeah.
Did it roll it? Yeah, there it is.
Oh, a
12
12
hit?
also does not hit.
Wow.
So literally, a starry bolt, a vicious mockery, an eldritch blast all fly by this dude, and he is like petrified. But it is his turn. Since Goldbrand is further into the cave, I'm gonna reveal a bit more for you guys. Goldbrand, you don't have dark vision, yeah?
Mm-mm.
No, but
You
But
have
I'm
a bit of.
constellation.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bit for that.
Let me see if that shines light.
That would be cool.
I shine bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light in another 10 feet. So I don't know why I
Okay.
asked y'all for light. I made it myself.
Would be
There
great
you
if
go.
somebody could become a lights. Or
Goldbrand, like, literally 12 seconds later, becomes a light.
I just think of that meme of like the black guy running and behind it is like the glowing form that's like raised a few. Or no, it's not a glowing form. It's just a dude hovering off the ground. But that's you, but glowy. The Gobby boy, He is petrified. He is going to be. Oh, he gets a bonus action dash. No, he's going to fire off at Goldbrand since Goldbrand's running up on him. He gets a 5, so that's fine. He's kind of like trembling from like the barrage of blows. He's just sort of narrowly missed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He disappears within what you can now see is a cavern to the northeast. I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal a bunch of stuff for you guys so you guys can see, and we'll talk about this here space. I will say that since your combatants are gone, you guys get to take a pretty good look around. First thing you notice is that there are several tunnels into this cavern. One to the east, one to the northeast, one to the north, one to the northwest, one to the west, one to the southwest. You also notice that's not the right area, Joey. Read the fucking right area. Okay. Beyond the cave mouth is a vast cavern with a forest of stalagmites in its center and 10-foot-high ledges along its walls. Water drips from the stalactite-covered ceiling, which rises to a height of 30 feet in the middle of the cavern. 6 naturally formed tunnels lead from this central cavern to other parts of the cave complex. The floor is littered with broken spears, broken shields, and drops of bat guano. To the northeast, you guys see a pool of natural water. To the north, you see a deep-cut ravine that seems to, like, sever the northern tunnel.
That must be where the thing lives.
After taking a look around, you also gather that the stalagmite forest was the den of the ogres. That is where they had made their home. There's nothing of worth in there, but you can see, like, a rough nest, sort of, not twigs and branches, but a sort of gathering where they had set up an encampment, for lack of a better term. You guys are out of combat, so you're free to do as you please.
Goldbrand's gonna take like 3 big swigs from his moonshine skin,
But go
so
ahead
that
and try
he's
to
not
heal up.
so angry anymore.
Yeah, some Heelys might be a good idea, but I'm not going to tell you what to do.
I know
if it's a
Davos
ravine,
needs it.
Can
Will
I
we
can
be
I
able
swing
to-
a check for like footprints or signs of
You
townsfolk?
you could make a survival check to check for prints.
How about
Was
that?
that? A 23. All right, you notice quite a few things. Give me 1 second to get rid of this. All right, you do see. First of all, there's prints all over this tunnel, leading from different tunnels, going to different tunnels. Large footprints for the ogres, smaller footprints for the goblins. But you do see what appear to be several human-shaped feet that head toward the northeastern tunnel next to the pool of water. You also notice that the northern area, having since you are taking sort of a general look around while you're doing this, the northern area, it's a large, there are large, rough-made tools that suggest this wide fissure was dug, likely by the ogres, but it's not initially clear why. Large stones and mounds of earth lie on both sides of the ravine, and large picks and shovels, made from slabs of slate, thick branches, and rough vines lie at the edge of the ravine. And actually, my dude,
That was the one to the north.
that's the one to the north, yes, with the ravine. You also Desmond, do me a favor.
Yep.
Leave chat for a second.
Okay.
Check your inbox. Your direct messages. And when you are done, you may return.
Do you want to take a break?
No, because you guys,
All right.
while this is happening, as for the rest of you, looking back into this relatively unremarkable ravine, most of you turn away to continue your exploration of the dripping caves. But as you do, you notice that Tally has grown still, and he stares, almost transfixed, down this winding cave before you. What do you guys do?
Hey, bud, you all right?
No response.
Woo. Hello.
Goldbrand will like approach him and like put a hand on his shoulder. See if he reacts.
His body posture kind of shifts from the weight of it, but he doesn't turn to look at you.
I look back at Davos, and whoever's there, Bergen too, and I'll be like, "Those Whiz carries him."
Do we carry him?
Kind of scared to look in the ravine.
Oh, I'll look down the ravine.
No, make a perception
Okay.
check.
I didn't even think about that. Figured there's nothing in there.
Oh,
It's Goldberg. Figured there's nothing in there.
it is unremarkable. It is a hole in the earth.
How long has Tally been like this now?
I
Not
guess,
long, 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
Like, can we determine if it's like a trance or is he being like cast something on him?
You
What can I
can
roll for
you
that?
can make an Arcana check to see if
He just like, is this like an
Sorry.
effect of the Fae? Like where
you
he just
with that
like
you can't really gather much
Favored
from it. It doesn't look like any magic that you know. Granted, you don't have a whole broad experience with magic, but sorry, I'm messaging Tally as well. It doesn't seem to be any magic that you know. So it's difficult to ascertain. Anybody else want to?
Goldberg shakes him.
Tally, as you snap back to reality, Goldbrand is like shaking your body almost violently. Are yous okay? And you realize now that all of, when you were initially started looking down this cavern, you were, sort of leading the pack, but now everybody's kind of gathered around you and looking at you very, very curiously. You are not shaken out of your trance, but that is what you feel as you leave that trance.
Right.
Did you go someplace?
I think I stayed here, right?
Well, apparently. But
physically yes, but you were zoned out, man. Like maybe you snorted a line of that green stuff Goldbrand has. I don't know.
Got a contact high.
Well, I've been known to partake, but I certainly haven't this evening.
That's not an entrance to the Fae, is it?
I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you.
the-
What I can tell you for certain is townsfolk are at our northeastern juncture, and I think the reason that I came here is across that ravine.
Oh. How do you
So
know
you
that these informations you has about the townspeople is trustworthy?
Well, I see footprints, and I figure they're townsfolks. The ogres and the goblins didn't seem to be wearing shoes.
I believes I trust Talibans, but I lived over half my life in the forest, and I know that the Fae do not give things and not takes backs. I am wary.
so
Well,
you
thus
had a
far, they've
vision?
only I I heard something. I didn't really see anything.
What did you hear? Because we were talking a bunch while we were exploring the cave.
Right. Someone requested that I repair, amend, and restore. What I'm not certain, but I'm quite sure it lies beyond to the north.
Mm,
Mm. Maybe we get the townsfolk
that's-
first?
I'm certainly on board with that.
You don't think they're across the ravine? They're the other way?
From what I've seen looking around, that's my
You,
best guess.
Yeah, and you guys can tell that since the ogres have dug this out, there are not a lot of footprints on either side of it. It doesn't seem to be used much for anything. Anybody who wants to can make a perception check, except for Goldbrand, who is satisfied that it is a hole.
Truly.
17. Okay, so Spencer, as you come up, you notice a couple of things. You notice that this was done very recently. Like, this was not something that was done weeks ago or months ago. This is probably within the last, it might be pushing around 2 weeks. It's not it's not a dated development. You also notice a glimmer of red at the bottom of the ravine. And with a 17, I would say that you recognize it as a vial of something. You can't really tell. It's sort of partially covered. You gather that this ravine was also used as sort of an outhouse, so there are bits of refuse in it. But there is definitely a shining glimmer of red at the bottom of the chasm, which is about, 10, 15 feet at the deepest point. I'd say about 10 or 12.
Oh, I relay the information or my suspicions of the recent excavations or how old all this is to the group, and then can I draw their attention to that now that I notice it?
Yeah.
Can they still not see that shit if like they can't roll for it?
If you point it out, they see the glimmer of red that you're talking about. It's sort of difficult to ascertain within, like, unless you're specifically looking for it. But with your guidance, they all see it.
With a
got you.
whiff.
Yeah.
Rope or not, I'm not going down there.
And you were really staring into a shitholes, huh? You we need to have long stalks when he gets back to the campfires.
I'll hold the rope, but
Hold the rope. But
I suppose it's not going anywhere. We could always come back for it.
Goldbrand will go in and get it. He don't give a shit.
He's getting shit. It's not like full of shit. It's not like you're waiting in an actual outhouse, but you gather that this is where refuse had been dropped for the past couple of weeks. Doesn't seem to be its intended purpose, more of a absent-minded side effect. Like if there was an edge of the world that many dudes would travel to it just to piss off the edge. And as you dig through the muck, you uncover a standard healing potion. Congratulations. You dug through shit to get a relatively basic thing.
That I can make.
That you can make. But now you have another one, and I even have a pretty token for it. So look at that. And now,
actually, I would like to hand it. I'd like to hand it to probably Bergen, since he's the one that saw it. Like when I get up out of there.
I
offer it to him.
refuse it. And say,
I'm not drinking that.
there is a pool of water, and you notice it's still well sealed. There's no contaminants within the vial itself. And there is a pool of water nearby that I imagine, we'll say Aku like takes sort of a bit of fabric and grabs the end of it and goes to wash it off. Still doesn't smell great, but it's not going to kill you.
Goldbrand will wash himself off if he has
Good
time.
man. While you're doing that, Goldbrand, you catch a flicker of movement within this cavern to the map's right, to the northeast.
Yeah. Oh, that's where the
Where
people are, we
we-
think.
Right. That's where Tally said the people were.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Oh, Sadiri's also with you guys. Lol.
Yeah, and don't
Forgot
forget,
about
I'm a fucking lighthouse.
How long is that?
You know.
concentration? A minute?
That's not
Oh, that's
concentration. It's just a thing.
It's just
Let me
his
make
form.
Yeah. Because it's a wild shape, which makes it an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is, we're still within that duration.
I'd like to stealth over and see if I can't take a peek around that corner.
Why don't you guys drop your tokens where you think you're doing this stuff, just so I can get a good appreciation
I'm
for it.
about right here.
Can
We're
we
going
take
that
them
way.
Aku is up here by the water. Valkyr is sort of tagging along near the rear. Davos is as far away from the pit as he can possibly be.
I'm
I got you. Tally, make a perception check for me. And for shits and giggles, also make a stealth check.
I thought he said stealth.
Well, he's stealthily sneaking over there to take a peek.
Oh, okay.
He's not just hiding to hide. He's doing has a purpose. All right, so you gather that you were undetected, and what you see within, a short tunnel leads into a sunken cavern that echoes with the sound of flapping wings. Let me do a quick reveal here. The sound emanates from a naturally formed pit in the cavern's floor, which is covered with backguano. 10-foot high ledges surround the pit and form raised alcoves to the north, east, and south, and huddled in these alcoves are 30 Nightstone villagers. The villagers are prisoners of the goblins and ogres, and they are trying to remain as quiet as possible.
Well, looks like your fairies friends was right, Talibuns.
Well, this
I
one
thought he
was
just-
just my eyes and
Yeah,
my nose, I
tracking, yeah.
suppose.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
you would gather that he had told you guys that the tracks, he was like following the tracks when he sort of came up and found the ravine and became lost in his trance. That was a separate occurrence.
Can we take a 5?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is 10:46. Let's go ahead and take 10. So 10:56. I'll see you boys.
Yep.
Aye.
Alright, thanks.
Aight. Bloop, bloop. As you approach the ravine, a wave of uncomfortable familiarity and uneasiness washes over you. The cave before you winds and twists in a familiar fashion, and the way the walls have been carved from the earth are identical to the caves that you spent countless days wandering. You feel that same tug of exhaustion as a familiar voice resonates within your mind. The same voice that sent you here, that set you on this path.
Restore.
You snap back to reality and realize you've been staring down this tunnel for an unknown duration of time. Your new companions look on at you quizzically, some concerned, others apprehensive, but all very much confused by their new, strange little wood elf companion.
So this cavern with all
Oh.
the townsfolk, it's just got a
Yeah.
big pit in the middle of it.
It do. Oh, is my mic off? Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. It do.
I
It
was like, what?
it do just have a big old hole in the middle of it.
Sweet.
You'll when we get everybody back together, you'll find something out. Which I think Senor Chuck of Noblet is here with us as well. Or he just didn't mute his stuff when he left. It would appear the latter. Did you like your little voice
Dude, that was
message?
so cool.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, that
I
was
thought it was
awesome.
pretty neat. No, yeah.
That was such a great idea.
I was like, I don't want to. Part of me thought, okay, I'll just say it to everybody. And I thought, no, I kind of want to make it. There's like some things I don't mind telling everybody, but this I want to keep a little more mysterious for the time being. This way, Devin can be suffered and tortured eternally. Oh, hi, Devin. God.
I was about to say, you're freaking Goldbrand the fuck out.
No, I love how Goldbrand's like, no, fairies, no.
Yeah, but like that's very canon for.
Oh yeah, for the Uthgard. No, yeah, they're already skeptical of magic. The fact that you're a druid at all is like not an anomaly, but uncommon. So it's spooky shit.
What up? What up?
Second half of this session is brought to you by Bailey's Coffee.
Oh, I wish I had Bailey's. You
Irish
bastard.
coffee, is that the word?
Irish coffee, yeah.
So, quick question.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming I should be marking my spell slots off as I use them, even for like healing in between battles and such. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
You also no. I'm thinking of.
Time to take a short rest.
I mean, you could take a short rest in the caverns. You guys just need to talk about it and plan where you're going to be. There's a couple more things that. I mean, there's only besides this one, there's only 3 other areas in this. There's several rooms, but there's only 3 general areas. You've gotten through the biggest combat encounter. I'll tell you, there's 2 others. One that more targets, but a lot squishier, and one that's a little special. That's all I'll say for that one.
Right, earlier, I just want to make sure, like, he like did it and everything, but I had healed Davos for that 13 that I had rolled, and I marked the spell slot for it and everything.
I do not know if I don't think he's with us right now, but we'll remind him when he gets back in.
Who's that special character there?
Special character?
Knife?
You'll
all the times people look the same except that one there.
Well, you find there's only 3 types of people in Nightstone. The one man 30 times, the one man 15 times, the one woman 15 times, and a dwarf. That's not true. Those are he is a special character, but I should have made him a special token. I actually have one for Sidiri that I'm going to break out. He's not really a combatant though. Well, yes and no. Sidiri, sort of behind you. By the way, they're pretty terrified because they just see this glowing figure like enter the room, like kind of ominously foreshadowing something. They don't
But
know.
also float like. But I'm also cleaning myself in the water first, so like, who knows how long just this light is like
Splashing by the entrance. As soon as Senor Brandon gets back, we will pick up with our thing. Oh, my pretty dice are already chipping. Those bastards. These are
Just the
expensive.
fickle nature of clack rocks.
The clack giveth, and the clack taketh away.
I would wish that was. Why are all our quotes out of character today? It's been like we've been 2 or 3. I've been like, I wish I could write that down.
You can. I mean, I recorded plenty that were just like us shit talking.
Oh, heard.
All of my notes up until a certain point referred to Van Richten as Willy Wonka. So when he was just Rictavio, he was Willy Wonka. When he found out he was Van Richten, he got Van Richten. But before that, Willy Wonka. Yeah, 2 of my clack rocks have damage. It's a tragedy. All right, there he be. I'd say that son of a bitch. All right.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Had to brush some teeth. Had to check on the wife. Might be having some false contractions. We don't know, but
Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, we'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
If you need to leave, I will grant you a one-time pass. So
Yeah.
No.
You petting boots? Okay. Good night.
All right. So, Goldbrand, as you sort of step into this cavern, you're... Or no, did you say you just walk in? I'm sorry, I don't want to...
No, no. Well,
Okay.
Tally's.
Tally took a peek in. He saw all of that.
Okay.
The villagers see the light, and they might have seen
Tally, I was about to say, well, I guess I can't really hide, but if Tally indicates that it's safe, Goldbrand will go in to investigate.
Tally, do you relay anything in particular back to the group, my dude?
Appears to be 30 townsfolk in there. I did not notice the other person. With the 13.
The 13? Oh, the short one? Yes, you do notice him. Technically, there's 31 in this group. There's actually, it's a bit different than that, but Sidiri, upon hearing this, pushes past you. And his sort of back...
The short one's got a knife!
He do, though. Actually, he has a hammer, but Goldbrand, you fall into the pit and you die.
Well, he wants to come somewhere where he can be light and make light.
As Sidiri walks in, you see... well, first of all, you see a lot of different types of people. You see guards wearing parts of their armor, maybe the chainmail, but no shield, no helmet, no weapons. You see families, men, women, children clutching to their mothers. You see a variety of people, but one in particular starts to step forward, and it's a small dwarven man with a reddish face, a ruddied face, red beard. Seems likable enough, but definitely worse for wear. And as he approaches Sidiri, you hear him sort of breathe a sigh of relief, like, Sidiri, oh, God's bless Lady Valrosa, we're saved! Who are you with? You don't look like Lord's Alliance. He sort of glances at Kolkar, he sort of glances at Goldbrand. The Emerald Enclave? And looks over at Bergen and Davos. Order of the Gauntlet. And he sort of like just takes you in as a whole. Harshnag's beard, are you with Force Grey? And Sidiri eases him a bit. He says, Marak, I'm so glad to see you. I didn't know if you had made it. These people, they came to our aid when we needed it most. And they're here to escort us home. I do want to pop this in chat. You guys have officially met Morak Orgray. I think that's how you spell his last name. You recall from Sidiri's earlier conversation that this is the innkeeper, and was the one who sort of led the people into the caves. Urgray, excuse me. I'm going to drop that into the Strongholds and Followers chat for those of you who would like a peek.
Are these town people restrained?
they are not. You
Oh, so
also
they can move.
they can. You also notice as the dwarf seems to be pulling you away from the central area. And Gulbrin, I as I narrated it, Sidiri pushed past you, so I'm saying that you're now coming up, and you hear the flapping of wings grow louder and louder and louder as the light that you emanate. You look up and you don't see anything. You don't see any bats. But as your light pierces into the cavern below, they begin to flutter and swirl and fill this cavern. The townspeople now screaming. The sort of maddening cacophony of wings and screeches as you and everyone else who is in the cavern, which you guys didn't say if you came in or not, but for shits and giggles, they're kind of all over the place. I would say everyone take 3 points of piercing damage.
Was I healed earlier? Or no?
You were. Thank you. Not Bergen. Excuse me. Spencer reminded me that Bergen did heal you for 13 points of damage.
Okay.
But you take 3, so you get 10.
All right.
So these bats sort of swirl around maddeningly, and after fluttering through the air, scraping you, scratching you, small nicks, they begin to descend back into the cavern and seem to settle down. But they are very agitated by the light.
You hear Goldbrand laughing as they leave.
Laughing.
Put out
Like
the
as
light.
they finish.
So describe your laugh to me. Are you doing like a
It's
well, it's
Dr.
not evil so much as like he.
Give me one.
I don't think I can do it. That's not the most damage he's taken, but it's.
Is it?
He finds the idea of these little animals like scratching all over him, like they could never kill him. So he's over laughing at their futile attempts to ding him. Like he's.
Would you call it a
really
taunting laugh or a booming laugh or?
Please just say a damn quiet laugh.
Do you shout that? Because no, I'm kidding.
I wouldn't say he's belly laughing. We'll put it that way.
Okay. The Morak, and you see now that the bats have subsided. He is covered in these scratches, not just from this encounter, but from this happening several times. And he goes, "Please, if he looks at Adiri. Can you ask your friend to dim himself, please?" Please.
He can't do it. Since he can't like dim it, he'll drop it.
Okay.
When he asks, but
Morak kind of
they were just flying rodents.
Stepped out of the little cavern here. What if you just?
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't you just fucking leave?
Well, if you
you
say that, do you drop the light?
Yeah.
He's like, it is not so simple. The creatures within these caverns, and the bats, while they may seem nothing to someone of your ilk, he sort of says, as he's gathering that you are an Uthgard barbarian. Now that you've dropped the glowing form, he sees the tattoos, he sees the massive figure that you are, and he's not apprehensive, but he's definitely not as welcoming to you as he is to Sidiri and to the other people who look a little more normal.
Damn straight.
He says, while they might not be much to you, many of these people are starved and weakened. We worried if we tried to make a break for it that we would be captured again, that we would be beaten or eaten.
Well,
every few hours.
We hope.
You killed them all?
At least the ogres and 3 or 4 Zizzy goblins.
There are more goblins, my friends. I do not know. The ogres being dead is a good thing, but we have no weapons. Even if we were to get out here, there are other goblins that wander the forest, orcs, things that could attack us. We need our weapons back, our armor, our shields.
Do you know where they are?
I believe that the goblin boss has them.
Do you know where he is?
Not precisely, but every few hours, he would send one of the ogres in here. They would grab someone by the arm and drag them out. And we could hear their screams echoing throughout the caverns. I do not know what has become of them, but I can only assume that they have been slain.
It might have been in that latrine we came across.
Mm-hmm.
Latrine? What?
It
Don't go to
means
the north. Why don't you and
shithole.
your allies stay in this cave and we'll look for the weapons?
We would appreciate
Do we
that.
think that's the best course of action?
Um,
I wish Sidiri could lead them back, but I don't think it's a good idea without weapons.
yeah,
We
I
gotta
don't think
escort
that's
these
the.
people. There's 30
you
people.
you're also
Yeah,
getting now
I
that
kind of agree.
you're sort of looking at them. I'll say that the dancing lights are in, but not quite as pervasive as the glowing form of Goldbrand because they don't do bright light; they just do dim light.
Yeah, his
Um,
was like bright
the
as fuck.
the
Except for radius. I
a
kind of
lot of
forgot about
a lot of these people are in pretty rough shape. They've been here for 3 days. They've had little access to food, little access to water. They have
Do we
been.
still have those rations?
You do. Sidiri is he is sort of passing them out to Marak, who is giving them to some of the members of each area, and they are um, quietly as they can munching on them. Um,
While this is happening, can we take a short rest?
you can choose to.
I'm gonna say I don't
I vote
need
yes.
one.
Where are
I
you
would-
guys setting up?
I don't need one health wise, but I'm out of wild shapes, which isn't the end of the world. Like I can do rages and stuff instead. So we can wait if y'all would rather wait. If nobody's really not really hurting.
Who? So
we
party
probably got a
votes.
good 10 minutes we
One
can
yes, two no. Well, a short rest is 30 minutes.
talk. Okay.
I'm fairly certain on that. I will double. I think an actual short rest is an hour, but I'm a little more generous. Yeah, it says at least an hour, so I would say at least 30 minutes.
No, it's up to y'all. I have enough stuff that like I can still dish damage out.
So
I'll
quick yes and no's. Brandon,
No.
I don't need one. No.
How can I tell what all I'll get back from a short rest?
you'll get hit points. You don't get any spell slots back. Sometimes you get class features, but it's specific to the feature, so I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
you might get turn undead or something back.
But I don't think
Right,
he's used it.
I'll be okay for now then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys do have a few potions in your inventory. Devin, have you been keeping up with inventory?
I think he
A
has.
small amount, yeah.
Okay, I see you
I've
put in
been
this.
recording. I've been recording in my notes, not necessarily in the game inventory.
We do need that stuff there. You have it because you have 2 healing potions in the backpack right now, but I think you have at least 1 or 2 more because you made one, and I think you found another one. But I'm not entirely sure of that. You have at least 3, so if you guys needed a heal, you could choose to use a potion.
Also, I have 10 points of lay on hands now.
Oh yeah,
As a essentially.
you made him burn a spell slot when you could have just healed yourself. What a selfish prick!
It's all good. I'm all right for now.
No, he's a selfish prick. Morak, Morak and Sidiri are sort of talking in hushed tones, and
Can he tell us anything else about the cave?
we have been.
I know the goblins were afraid of something in the cave as well, and I don't
Or
think
something,
it was
yeah.
ogres.
I do not know anything of that, but I do know that when they would take people, they would go to one of 2 locations. They would either take them to the far cave across the northwest that we could see, sort of from this entrance, or they would take them to the cave to the southeast. A few unlucky souls were ripped apart by the ogres in the main cavern. And if you guys can sort of recall seeing bits of bone and it was, you wouldn't necessarily have seen the blood as much as just like the filth, both refuse, blood, and just general disgusting nature of the den of the ogres itself.
Perhaps they has been feeding the townspeoples to whatever it is they're too afraid to cross that the goblins mentioned.
We do know that the goblins are not shy about eating our kind. I do not know what this creature is, so I cannot tell you if it is what they are feeding or not, but I do know that there are... He does know one other thing. I do know that there are many younger goblins. Some of the goblins are adults, mature, combat ready. But somewhere there are many, many children who occasionally will come to drink from the water here. I would say it is difficult to tell them apart, but would say there are maybe a dozen, perhaps more, but they are completely helpless. But they will grow to be something much more problematic.
Well, our first problem is trying to get you guys out of here safely.
Agreed.
I think
That's our
we
last problem.
Yeah, I think they want to stay until we get their weapons back. So they're not going
If
to go
we
anywhere
can-
until
Okay,
we.
our priority, maybe not
we
first.
we appreciate that. And he recognizes your symbol. You are a follower of Lathander.
I am.
He sort of turns over his head. Hirol, come here. Or he doesn't shout, excuse me. Hirol, come here. And you see
Corral's alive.
Hirol is alive. And
I
you
say
guys...
Out loud.
he says back, yes, Hirol is alive. That is why I'm talking to him. Do you not understand? I do not know what is so complicated about this. I'm going to drop this. You see an older man, white beard, sort of grayed, scruffy. Even for his condition, it doesn't look like he has kept up with it. It looks sort of rough for the amount of time that you guys have been here. What the fuck's your last name? Mistrum. Sounds dumb, but okay. He's wearing robes that are sort of tattered and scratched from the bats. You see a holy symbol of Lathander around his neck. Not fine robes, even before he was imprisoned, but something a little more than common robes. You would recognize them as robes of the clergyman. And he sort of comes up. Yes, Morak? And he catches a glimpse of your amulet. Ah, I had hoped my prayers had not gone unheard. Please, brave knight, tell us your name.
Davos.
Davos. I appreciate...
Come from Orlbar.
Ah,
I was actually seeking you in Nightstone.
our sister Chantry and Orlbar. It is good to know. Please, tell me, how is Lord Amaris? We were old friends.
He's doing good.
And what of... Sorry, if you're about to say something, you can go ahead.
Now you go ahead.
And
Think.
and what of Erembor? Yeah, and what of Erembor?
He's my dad, and he died. He was
Oh.
slain by a giant in front of me. And this is actually, and I hold up my amulet. This was his.
He
I was
his
hoping
shoulders
you
sort
could
of... Sorry, go ahead.
fix it.
His shoulders sort of slump, and he's... That is most unfortunate. Erembor was a good man. And he sort of reaches out his hands. They're very wrinkled, withered. You gather he's probably in his 60s, 70s. He's very much an older gentleman. A lot older than a lot of people live to be around in this time and age. He sort of lifts the broken amulet. Sort of his hands are a little shaky as he does it. Not so much from the action as it is his age. He looks at it. This was one of my make. I remember bestowing it to him. When he made his pilgrimage here many years ago. Now you have come with it to seek it repaired. Unusual. I must admit I don't understand, though. This is not a complex ritual. I imagine that you could have this done in Orlbar. Why bring it here?
I was told they couldn't do it in Orlbar.
What do you mean?
And they had to. I think they tried. Lord Amaris had tried, and it didn't work. Something went wrong. He told me to seek you out.
Most peculiar. I'm afraid I do not know immediately what might cause this, but when we are back in Nightstone, I will take a closer look, refer to some text, and see what I can uncover. It is the least that we can do for you in this kindness. Are any of you injured?
Well, I mean,
I'm a little
I
scuffed
got a
up.
couple scratches from the bats.
I think I actually had a bolt in my shoulder or something. I'm assuming I
I-
pulled that out. Right?
Yes.
Same.
I have done my best to tend to the wounds of those who have been most grievously afflicted. But I have not yet used all of my magics for the day. And he sort of lays a hand on you and does a small prayer, which you would recognize, Davos, as a very standard prayer. It's not like the Lord's Prayer, but it's the Lathander equivalent.
Okay.
And he sort of, as he does it,
On me,
no, on Bergen.
Bergen.
And as
Yeah,
he
go.
does it, he does sort of not a symbol of the cross, but he sort of waves his hand in front of him. And Bergen, you were gonna get, oh, that's a 1. I'm gonna re-roll that because that's a dick move. You get 10 hit points back.
Oh shit!
And
This dude went from 1 to 10
as
real quick.
yeah, as he finishes the incantation, he looks down and he sees the mark of the Order of the Gauntlet on your shields, on your actual gauntlet itself, and he doesn't say anything, but he sort of just nods his head and sort of backs away. We appreciate all of you in coming to our aid, but we are not fit to leave this place just yet. If you can find our arms and armor, it would go a long way to helping us get ourselves back home. Sadiri sort of places a hand on his shoulder and we'll find them. He looks back at you guys, and I don't feel entirely comfortable leaving them unprotected. It looks like Morak was the only one able to steal away with a weapon. I'll stay here and protect them. If the 6 of you would not mind to find where these items are hidden.
I think that's best.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are 3
You
caverns. Excuse me. There are actually 4 caverns, not counting the ravine that you guys have already sort of taken a look at, which you may go down. Where do you guys want to head? As a point of reference, you guys did check out the natural chimney, the cavern, that revealed an area just to the west of where you have already been. If you guys can see that little...
The only 2 that weren't mentioned were this one in the middle and this other east one.
Yeah, but if one of those that was
Or
mentioned,
weapons, right? It would be one of the west ones, either the north or southwest. He said.
I thought they said that the boss had the chief had the weapons.
Right.
They
and
believe he
that was
does, yeah. They don't know
And
where exactly he is, but
Is
they know
right,
when they
but-
take...
the people to the west, northwest, and further southwest, right?
Correct.
So they're either feeding people to the thing or eating the people. If they're eating the people, it might be taking one of those rooms. Might be the room the boss is in.
That's what I'm thinking. One of the either northwest or southwest.
Votes? Who votes north, who votes south? Bergen.
I vote south.
South? Okay. Brandon.
I agree with south because, yeah, south.
Devin.
South.
All right.
So
Tally, your opinion doesn't matter.
This is-
So let's reassemble you.
Wait. I'm gonna remind the group that when I climbed down the rope, the reason we didn't go in is because I heard a bunch of little things eating something.
Oh, this is a different place,
Yeah, but
isn't it?
I mean,
No.
Oh, you're reminding us of it. You're
Of what
reminding us
happened
about this
earlier.
up here. Yeah.
Which is
Well,
which
we're
is
talking about
true.
up
You
there.
guys did hear
Kinda
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe like small goblin children eating.
Probably.
I think it was like rat kind of sounds. Like it was some small creature, is what I gathered.
Does you thinks that this is the nurseries? Oof.
Either way, we're
I'd
gonna have to look at it. This is just where we're going first.
Set this on fires.
Let's just go clockwise around the room.
Sure.
An effective travel dungeoneering method. All right. So who is going in? What order? Give me a marching order. And actually, if you
I
can
like
put your
being
tokens in.
closer to the front or in the very rear for my higher AC in case something jumps out.
Okay. Aku is going to be somewhere toward the middle. That's a stalagmite.
We have to go single file.
It's narrow enough to where you probably do, yeah.
I will go second.
So who is first? Davos?
Davos, yeah.
Either me or I think Bergen also has high AC.
Yeah, I got a pretty high AC. I'll go first. I don't mind. I got high
I'll head up.
perception too.
Well, put one of you high AC boys in the back. A tank
Right,
in the
that's what I'm
front and a
saying.
tank in the
Me and
back.
Bergen front and back. It's just I have horrible percent. Well, only a +1.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'll go behind. If you don't want to go second, go right. I have high perception.
Heard.
Valkyr will be somewhere near the back, having been nearly felled more times than anybody in the group.
All right, I'll stick with my boy Valkyr. I'll get the very rare.
Okay. So I
So I'll go
think
third.
this is the order you guys are going in, sort of diagonally, yeah? Well, we'll sort of stagger it so you guys aren't stretching into the stalagmite forest, but more or less something along these lines, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm where I need to be.
So,
Yeah.
Bergen, do me a favor, make a perception check.
All right.
Good call on that PCEP.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
Was
see
it
it.
25? So,
Not too bad for a human.
for a human. I love it. Sounds racist. All right.
Are you human?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So as you come in here, you see several small, cowering goblins. They are clinging to the far recesses of each and every corner of this space. The cavern continues onward, but you already spot almost a dozen of these small goblin children who are nearly feral. They sort of cower away from you. You also notice that this room, and actually let me read this to you. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. A cramped network of caves where the weakest members of the goblin tribe live, filthy and littered with refuse, bones, and dark blood.
Ooh,
With a 25, you would also know that these are mostly human bones. There is a mix for sure, but it seems as of late they've been dining on human flesh.
Snap. All right. I guess I hold up a hand to halt the people behind me, and then I turn back to them and as quietly as I can relay what I see.
They're sort of in, they're not too far behind you, but they are in sequence. If anybody has any particular reaction to that, you are welcome to voice it.
Do you think they can be trained?
I mean, I know they're goblins, but I would feel bad killing 12.
Yeah.
Does
one.
anyone has a way to seal the exits?
That's
Wow.
Can we get
Valkyr will sort of voice up. Look, mate, these things aren't that different from orcs. They're going to grow up to be bloodthirsty monsters. It's easier to kill them now rather than have them come back to the village in a year or 2 or 3. I don't even know how long these fucks live.
Valkyrs, if you will bring the lights in, I will do it. If the rest of you do not wish to witness, well,
Oh, whoops.
that is understandable.
Witness.
Yeah, I'll stay out and kind of keep an eye out, guard for any sort of cries that they might have and draw their adult goblins.
Tries to make sure they do not escape outsiders. This will
Good call.
be difficult enough as is.
Ready an attack?
Is just we can say you're readying an action by the entrance. Aku and Valkyr do not seem to have an issue with eliminating them. Aku's not fond of the idea, but he understands that there is these. How does he talk? Does Aku talk with a Cajun accent? I want to give him a Cajun accent because Orly, but
It's
that's
an
not
Indian
right.
accent.
Oh,
It
that
was
is
either
right.
that or
It
Jackie
was.
Chan horrible English.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is not wise to let them go living. It is. They will be a problem in the future. We shall dispatch them quickly. Yes. That wasn't too terrible.
No.
So these guys actually, they have a low AC and they only have 1 hit point. So Goldbrand, you go up.
I picture Goldbrand just walking through swinging sword,
You're-
sword in one hand, just lopping heads as best he can, just swinging wildly.
We'll describe this real quick. So Goldbrand, you go in. Great sword swing, stomp. Another you see one that you kind of smash with your arm against the wall, and these 4 are felled.
I will throw one at Aku if I can.
Throw a corpse at Aku?
No, a live one at Aku.
Without even looking, and just strikes. Aku comes in, doesn't use his flurry of blows, but he quickly dispatches these. And as Valkyr comes up here with a mace in one hand and his new morning blade in the other, he goes swinging and clears these out. Can somebody, who is rolling for Valkyr? Was it
Holy
Brendan?
mans, do you see zinies we might have missed creeping, skulkings around the entrance? He's talking particularly to Bergen.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Because those you see in these skulking around the entrance that we might have missed. Also, you're on mute,
Oh.
Bergen.
I've
No, I
removed
was
myself
laughing
from the cave. Are you
at the
talking about the outside?
Yeah,
fucking
you didn't
video.
notice any, like, these guys almost didn't even try to scramble. I mean, you kind of, the way you guys walked in, you were blocking the one entrance, like, out of each of these sections of caverns, so you cleared them out pretty quickly. Somebody roll a perception check for Valkyr for me. I think Brandon was the one who shoot earlier. At 11. Oh, let me check one thing. Boop, boop, be doop,
That's
boop.
a +0.
Okay. Valkyr calls out that tunnel looks like it goes further on. And as you guys make your way, or if you choose to make your way forward, looks like a dead end, though. You do see this back cavern is particularly littered with bones. Dozens, hundreds, maybe even thousands. Bones of various sizes. Human, deer, orc, even. Anything, even other goblin bones. I mean, it is completely, like, as you, with each step, snaps and crackles. Small avalanches as bone piles.
Smash.
Sort of.
Is it possible there might be ogre bones?
You could certainly take a look.
I'm looking specifically for an ogre skull.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception roll. For bragging
Also-
rights.
Well, yeah, it's a trophy, yes.
Oh, okay, trophy.
But if he finds it, that should be our group name, Ogre Skull.
Shut the fuck up.
Sounds like a
14.
metal band.
I'm glad you rolled that because Valkyr did not see something. So as you're sort of kicking your way through, looking for a large skull of that capacity, you do see something glimmer from within the bones. And as you go to pull it, as you sort of push around to find it, while you find no ogre skull, you find a circlet that seems remarkably untouched. It is pristine, even in this disgusting environment.
It's fucking Lady Nandar's, isn't it? That's what that shit is. Goldberg may not know that.
You know that Lady Nandar was killed in the keep, so it's unlikely that her corpse is here, but could be, could not be. You don't know.
Goldberg likes gold and shiny, so he recognizes that as a shiny and picks it up.
Do you do anything with it? Do you put it in the bag, put it on, give it to somebody else?
Lick it.
I don't think you would. I like how to to imagine he would like try to put it on his bicep like a torque instead of like putting it on his head. Like
okay.
And he's not necessarily wanting to wear it like that as much as he holds it there, like as he's returning to the group. Like that's where he'll put it.
Give me 2 seconds, my dude. You're cursed and now dropped to 0 hit. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, damn.
But I have a kick-ass arm torque now.
Goldbrand, as you sort of bring it up to your bicep, the cave seems to get lighter, and you realize that you are now seeing with dark vision.
Oh.
You have
this is an interesting little thing.
You have acquired. That's the wrong thing. A copper circlet with, and I should have said this sooner. It has a faint. Now that it's closer to you, you see a faint rune glowing on it.
Oh.
And it's, while not a familiar rune, give me 1 second. I'll drop this in chat or backpack.
Let's say, does that need 2 attunes to that?
You do not. It is a faint yellow glowing rune that seems to have been carved into a diamond shape slate almost on the top of the copper circlet. And
Oh.
you guys do not recognize this. It is not Dwarven. It is not Giant. Well, Giant uses Dwarven script. It's not Elven. It is not Common, obviously. It's very unusual.
I return to the group and show off my new piece.
Flexing.
Looks what I found in big piles of bones in the back. Needed
I don't know if
something
he made
nice
it.
after that emotional trip.
I don't know if he made it back to me, but I would be curious if that rune was similar to the one on the Nightstone.
You have not seen the Nightstone, so you could
No,
not.
maybe ask, hey, is this any kind of similar to that? Maybe whenever we get back to the villagers,
You know, I
kind of like
would
a side
say
note, ask about.
I would say Aku, who was in town a couple of times, few days before you, looks at it and goes, "It does not look familiar to me, but I did not study the Nightstone very much at all. I do not know why I have gone Indian so much, but it was well."
That was-
Um,
That's how he does it though, isn't it?
it's not quite that exaggerated, but yeah, it's somewhere in that realm. I do not believe it is something that we. I do not believe it is related, but it certainly could not hurt to ask.
You're not like lightheaded from wearing that at all or anything, huh?
Are you light armed?
Yeah, it makes the tips of my fingers tingle just small amounts, but that's nothing news.
Nothing snooze. That is all that you find in this area of the caves.
Can we get out of here, please?
For veracity, I will explain to them what it actually does.
Okay. Um,
No, yeah, I imagine this takes place like outside of that room. Goldbrand would not particularly want to loiter.
it does dead end there, so you guys will have to choose a new entrance to go to from this point forward.
The other one.
To the next one, yeah.
To
The
the
other
next
one,
one.
For the middle one, they never mentioned.
We can do the same marching order, or you guys can choose to reassess if you
Feel
would like.
Same
Yeah,
marching
same
order
marching
in general.
order, yeah.
Okay. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
How about we go in that
Blue.
one we're getting lined up in front of? Oh, we
Sounds
did
like a
say
good damn
clockwise.
choice.
Well, we did say
You did
clockwise.
say
so
clockwise.
That makes sense.
So who's up front? Bergen. Bergen, give me a perception check.
Here we go. Dang,
22.
It's like +5.
The cleric with the merit. All right. Well, I said reveal, damn it.
He is human.
The dancing lights, I imagine, are still around because they last for an hour.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe they last for
He'll
10 minutes.
cast it again if not.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so fuck it.
Right.
I imagine that's just his somatic component, just like balls of light.
Dance like.
So you guys in this area, which is area 6, a small stream of water runs into this cavern from the west and forms a small pool in the corner. The water seems shallow, but where it emerges from the far end of the tunnel, it grows darker, deeper, and seems to originate from underground. You guys would notice, or perhaps ascertain, that this is very likely the underwater entrance that you were told about.
Coast seems clear.
I see this area here. Does it go anywhere?
It does proceed deeper in. You would have to roll a perception check to see any further than that, but
I am behind you, friends, if you are needing to look closer. Talking to Davos.
damn.
Well, I'm in the
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Also, I'll use this nat 20
Oh,
opportunity
you were in the back.
to tell you, as I have a cheat sheet of all your passive perceptions and insights, and I have it marked as PI for passive insight and PP for passive perception, and Tally has a big PP is all I wanted to say.
Tally has a big P. That's the quote.
Also, I do want to give a special shout out to Devin for including "Where did you come from? Where did you go?" and Talibin's conversation notes.
Right.
So, good
saw
dude,
that.
good dude. A 27. Are you going down the cavern, or are you just sort of glancing to see what you can see? You've got a 20, so make a stealth check for me as well, my dude.
Oh shit. Yeah, like I said, I'm in the rear.
A 19 and a 20 back to back. Fuck you. um, with that 27, you see quite a bit. Bitch, when I say reveal, I fucking mean it.
It's
No,
apparently has to.
no. This tantrum brought to you by D&D Beyond. I'm kidding. It's by Roll20. You notice a couple of things. First, that as this tunnel sort of winds, there's one point where there's a passage that's blocked off by a large boulder. Not so immense that it couldn't be moved. And with that perception, you notice that it actually has been moved quite a bit. You see sort of signs of scrapes, sort of a groove where this rock has been rolled back and forth. You can't really see beyond it as it sort of fills the mouth of this tunnel, and there's not much to discern it from the actual wall. If you had just kept, you gather that most people probably would have just kept walking and assumed it was part of the rock face. But at this point, you hear a very familiar noise. You hear, I don't know if that picked up or not, you hear the chittering of gnashing teeth, sickening, squelching noises, tearing, ripping, and a low cackle sort of laugh. You, with the 27, I will say you actually catch a glimpse into the next room. And you see a pretty monstrous sight, my dude. This spacious cavern has a rough stone throne along the far wall, atop which sits a pot-bellied goblin wearing oversized clothes that mismatch and seem to be both men and women's garments, as well as a steel helmet that he peers from with glee as he observes his entertainment. On each side of the goblin stands 2 female goblin guards, armed with spears and short bows. In the middle of the floor lies a bloodied mess of a corpse, stripped mostly bare from the enormous, ravenous rats that gnawed it furiously, breaking bones and tearing flesh, sipping marrow and devouring with fervor. On the left wall there lies a table, rickety but standing firm as it is laden with a dozen weapons, fragments of armor, shields, and various leather bags. Give me 1 second. You pass that. Okay, you also see that on the very far end of the cavern there is a woman, a pink-skinned tiefling, who is caged up in this sort of natural alcove in the far back area. They do not see you, so what would you like to do, Sir Talaband? Plot twist, Tally wasn't here to hear the description that only he saw. No. I will say that to see all of that, you kind of have to be at this point. It won't let me put you right on the square that I want you, but they can't see you. You can see all in there. Tally, you are muted. Or no, you are deafened. Did you get all that, dude?
No, my mic's been cutting in and out all night. I heard all that.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna sneak back towards the group and relay. Found a Goblin King. Looks to be 8 rats, pretty fucking big ones. 2 female gods, and who I believe. So the notes that we got, was that all that information relayed to us? Like, would I know that that's Daphne?
What do you mean notes that you got?
We got there was like a list of game notes somewhere, like
the Kella notes?
Kella's notes.
You would know everything in Kella's dossier. So you would know that a female tiefling named Daphne Blackquill was Lady Nandor's lady-in-waiting and would do her errands among town. This was the same woman that Aku had tried to trick and was henceforth apprehended and arrested for, as he tried to swindle her out of some of her money.
Right. In that case, I would say, and it looks like your friend is in there as well.
I do not
The
have
pink
many
tiefling.
friends, are you sure? Oh, no, this one I remember. Yes, she was not very friendly. I wanted to play simple game of cards. Not my fault. All the cards are the same on my hand. It was misunderstanding. Womp womp.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my bow off my back and look at the group. Well,
Goldbrand shrugs and like takes his water skin out because he wants to pop a water knife in there.
You also
Not immediately. But... Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I thought there
No.
was something, but never mind.
No, I mean he's gonna get ready to sling a he says I thinks I can hit a fair amount of the rats at once, but we have to get these surprises on them.
I just gesture like, be my guest.
Is the whole way this tight?
It's
As in,
yeah, it's pretty much got to be
no, I
single
know. I
file.
guess
Oh, sorry.
right. I guess yeah. That's kind of what I was asking. I'm not really ranged, other than some spells. I can maybe put a couple of them to sleep first.
Sleep would be good as well.
So kind of my plan is I'll try to do the ice knife and get as many of the rats as possible, and the next round he'll follow up with like a guiding bolt, which does a good bit of damage. I'll try that on the Goblin King. Don't know if any of that'll hit, but I guess Goldbrand's gonna go in. He's gonna say, okay, so let's me buy you, Tally. And he's gonna try to slide up, like lets me by, as in like let me
No, yeah.
past you. But,
I
Do we know that we can?
I mean, I
get
know we
through
can
over that
see
spell?
it on the map.
You
but
guys would have
we know-
ascertained from with his 27 for sure. He would tell you that there's another tunnel to the east that likely leads back to the main cavern. He was actually the one who came down in that space in between earlier, so he sort of knows roughly where he's at as far as in relation to the rest of the cavern. So you guys could choose to come at it from two different angles if you wanted. You
Maybe
could
we should split up.
Yeah,
double team these goblins.
right.
Yeah, I would point to our plated fellows, our
Right.
high AC boys, and kind of suggest to go up and flank from that side.
I would need all of you who do that upper side to make a stealth check for me.
Do we want me and Bergen in the same tunnel, or us in front, one on each tunnel?
I'm not super afraid of these enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys would, giant rats are not uncommon foes. Oh, well, this is a group stealth
Yeah.
check, so Aku and Davos make one as well. Davos just saved you. All right, so it's 2-1. If Aku fails his, I don't think it's a
it's
dice.
2-2. Yeah.
I'll roll that real quick.
Goldbrand waits nervously for them to assume position.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh, wow.
So, here's how I like to imagine it happens. Bergen sort of in the front, very careful, and he like stumbles and is about to fall, and Davos grabs him by the collar of like his breastplate and catches him, and then Aku just knocks into them and knocks them all over. You're not prone, but you've lost the element of surprise.
I'm about to say, when I hear the sound of plate of armor clanging on the ground, can I throw my ice knife?
I will allow it, but you should have readied an action, but that's okay.
Oh, that you have a good point.
No,
I
but
see.
I'll allow it. Yes, I'll allow it.
All right, let me get that. Let me get to that spell.
Don't roll initiative yet. Please and thank you.
Because obviously I'm aiming for, I guess, this one, because that should get at least 4 rats, right? I guess it'll maybe get those goblins back there, if it even hits. Yeah. Put this up here where you can seize it. Oh god. Okay.
All right, my
Kinda
dudes.
sucks, not cold damage.
You guys can roll your initiative now. Why don't you did it that's so dumb. Give me 1 second. You guys keep rolling. I'm sorry. The first time I used this, when you guys rolled initiative, it put it in for me, and it has not done it since. And I don't know what I'm doing differently. Okay. Aku got a 19. After knocking into you guys, just hurries to his feet. Everybody else roll initiative? I see Goldbrand. That big 7. Tally with a big 7.
Yeah, we all rolled like shit.
I still
Rolled on my
need
lookout.
Valkyr, Davos. Is he here? No, he is not. Okay. Well, shit.
Wonder if he had to go deliver his kid.
Shut up.
That's what he told me earlier. He's like, I might have to go to deliver my daughter. I'm like, oh.
I would hope he may deliver his wife to the hospital, but okay. Oh my god, how wild would that be?
I mean, that's what Ben and Barb do.
All right, Brandon, roll for initiative right fucking now. And I gotta warn you, the kid has advantage. Did that pop up for anybody?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, 6. Sweet, not sweet. I'll do Valkyrie real quick. Bergen, did you roll, my dude? Oh, you did.
Yes.
I say 13. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay. God, all of y'all rolled like shit. Like high class
So bad.
manure shit. Yeah.
Contractions.
Oh, what? What? Did he say that?
Yeah, in Roll20.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting.
Wow.
He's gonna go have a baby.
Well, he's not, but his wife might. Oh god, no, his wife will. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, that's fun. I don't even know how to respond to that. Good for him though. We'll start with this ice knife real quick. 22 definitely hits. Is there a particular one you're aiming for in that, my dude? The top middle? You're muted if you're talking. You're not.
Yeah, I believe that will get the most targets.
Okay.
That should
So-
get everything within 5 feet around it, right? Which would be the goblin
Yes.
and both goblins and all 4 rats. So that one in the middle is going to take 13 damage. Yeah.
That one drops. All the others are bloodied. They are in rough shape. You watch as Gullbrand, sort of like after a brief incantation, I like to imagine in what is it, Bothi? Boli?
I would just say Uthgard, probably.
In the Uthgarth language. It's not what it's called, but okay.
True. I couldn't find the reference to Bali anywhere when I looked.
Yeah, it's written in the chapter 3 of the description with the Uthgarth barbarians. I'll make sure that's right, but you watch as he sort of draws the moisture from the air as it solidifies into this hardened dagger made of ice and blasts it forward. It strikes one of the rats, one who is just tearing into the flesh of this person, who is irrecognizable right now, by the way. As the ice hits it, it shatters and erupts, hitting almost all of the rats around it, as well as the 2 goblins behind it. That, my dudes, is going to take us into initiative. So, Rat C is... They're aware of Gullbrand's presence. They are aware that there is something else in the hallway that just made a fuck ton of ruckus. And this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, he's going to go up to you, my dude, and he's going to try to get his chomp on.
Yeah.
He has pack tactics, but he doesn't have it here. He
Yeah.
got... Roll. A 17.
Oh, he got me.
He got you with a 5.
5 whole damage.
Yeah, these boys aren't too keen on visitors. Goblin B, which is this one here, is going to come up. She is wielding a spear, but she also has a weapon on her. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to say she gets here. Realizes that there's she's technically in the square right in front of this. Realizes that there's other people there. 5. It's going to come over here and is going to go for a little stabby stab. God, I hate this. At that motherfucker. She gets a 13 to hit, which does not hit. That's going to bring us to Rat E, which is this one. he is going to try to chitter on after them. Are they small? Are they medium? They are small, so 2 of them can fit in a square. So one of them is going to rush up also on Goldbrand, and they have pack tactics, so he has advantage on this hit. Oh, that was the wrong button. The rat does not have a Shimtar. That would be scary. Oh,
Battle rat.
a 20, dirty 20, but but he rolled a nat 1 on his die, so only 3 damage from that one. Goblin A is going to rush forward as well. They are also small, yes? Goblins are small creatures. They are.
Yes.
So she is going to run up, and she's also going to try to give Davos a little stabby stab. Oh, she got a 19. God, they are rolling great, but she only rolled a 3. I don't know how many hit points he has, but I'm just going to put -3 for now. Were all of you running another character? Devin, were you running another one? You were not?
No, but
will you run?
I actually, the only person I can see is Valkyrie and Aku. I can't actually access anyone else's character sheet.
On D&D
And
Beyond?
Bergen. Yeah. I can see them. I can't access them. I can't view them.
That's weird. I will try to fix that. He's taken 3 damage so far. Bergen, your turn, my dude. And though you guys are in tight quarters, you can move through Davos's space and get to. I'm gonna just kind of move you this little entryway here and be within striking range of the 2 goblins.
Sweet. It's like you knew exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah, my dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for this one.
Give him that
Let's
pop.
That pop.
Wrong class.
Everything's a pop if you swing hard enough. A 12 just meets. So, and this one took some damage earlier and is just like you see the shards of ice still sticking out of it, and as you swing, you just like catch it in the ribs, and its ribs collapse into its lung, and you just smash it against the wall.
Nice.
The bossy boy, who is kind of a cunt, TBH, he has multi-attack. He is gonna grab. He takes 2 steps forward, grabs one of the javelins off the table beside him, and he's gonna hurl it at you, Goldbrand. He got a 9. He's gonna roll another one. 16. Does that hit?
It does.
7 damage.
Boop, 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 boop.
Rat B does not really. Oh, well, I guess since he cleared that one, Rat B is going to come up, and it's going to try to take a bite at Bergen. Going to get a little chomp, 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 chomp. He rolled a 23. Oh my god, these rats are ruthless. 4 damage to you, my dude. Rat A is unable to really get to anybody, which is a shame because it's one of the few that hasn't already been hit, but it's going to be waiting in this general vicinity. Rat F, which is this one, is also going to rush forward and just sort of be waiting in the wings. Goldbrand!
Decisions. I think I will probably go ahead and use my last first level spell slot to throw another ice knife.
At whom?
I guess this one?
Okay. I will say that Bergen has cover from the wall that is there, so I would allow that. You wouldn't get the goblin that's in the hallway, but you would get all the rats. So roll to hit that one.
Get all the rats heard. I think I will go ahead and do that.
Oh, a 9 does not hit, but you don't need it to hit because it's a... oh, I didn't realize I had to make a dex save on that.
Yeah, I do.
They get to
It's
add
a lot of cold. It's a lot of cold damage, damn.
They get a +2, but I have to beat a 12. All right, so this is for those 2. 1 fails, so 1 dies. 1 passes, so I'll even be generous and I'll kill the one that's at full health because I am a kind and merciful DM. Oh, both of those pass. There's 2 more. 1 of those fails. And again, kind and merciful DM will kill the full health one. So that's a good bit of cold damage.
It's good with cold damage.
So
I'd
you're
actually like
while
to
your
use my
knife.
bonus.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to rage since they keep popping me. To use my last rage.
Gotcha. Taliband. While you
Yep.
probably don't have room to make a melee attack, I would say that you can navigate around to make some sort of ranged attack against at least this one. You could also try to aim at the goblin boss, but I would argue that he has half cover from your current perspective.
Okay. Half cover against spells as well, I'm assuming?
Depends on the
It's a
type
save
of spell.
spell.
If it
It's a save. It's Dissonant Whispers.
Okay, that's not something that you hurl. Like it's not a
Yeah.
projectile. So yeah, you can cast that one. I would say you have enough of a line of sight to be able to spot him. Wisdom save. Boy, he ain't smart. Let me see what that is. Smarter than most goblins, but that ain't saying a whole lot. Ooh, he got a nat 1! So, let me look at that damage. 3d6.
It rolled the damage.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It would double the die. Roll 3 more d6 for me. Oh my god.
Wow.
You watch as this goblin just sort of begins to look around and do you want to describe what it hears or
Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck.
you say fuck just really loudly in his ear and it spooks no.
I'll just whisper. Must have been something you ate.
I like it. So you watch as he sort of looks around and he backs up, knocks into the table full of these weapons, and they cascade upon him. And the combination of not only the mental toll that you've eviscerated on him as he just looks maddeningly around the room and these weapons collapsing onto him, he becomes pinned under them and passes.
Sweet.
Wow, he had a 17 armor class. I thought he was going to give you guys some trouble, but nope.
Paladin wormed his way into his head and was like, "No,
fuck you."
Yeah, you needed a better helmet.
needs one made of tinfoil."
Exactly.
Okay, new homebrew item: protection from psychic damage. Give me 1 second. Let me write this down. All right. It is midnight, but we're pretty close to the end of this, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Tally, do you have anything you could do for a bonus action?
Really quickly, I'm gonna check. I can hide. Yeah, I'll hide.
Literally, okay, I love it. Slaughters
pretty
the
good bonus
boss,
action.
hides behind, hides behind rock.
Goldbread. Oh no.
Davos in all his Davosy glory. He's gonna try to stab this goblin-y boy in front of him. Oh, I'm gonna roll you.
Oh, sounds sexual.
Ooh, he does not hit that goblin-y boy. He should have hit the rat. He wouldn't have hit the rat either. Okay, I feel better about it now. I don't know if he has a bonus action, but I'm gonna find out. He's gonna give somebody bardic inspiration. He's gonna give that to Bergen since he's right beside him. And he's gonna play Don't Fear the Reaper, I think. Yeah, that'll be fun. Rat D, which let me look real quick because I'm not sure which one is D. I think you killed D, so never mind. Valkyr. Valkyr is gonna be blasting. I'll say that even though the angle's a little fucked, he can see this rat in front of Goldbrand. Oh, but he rolled in at 1. I kind of want to have him hit Goldbrand, but I don't want to punish him.
Goldbrand's raging. He'll take half damage.
Why do you do this to me, Devin? Don't tempt me. You take 2 damage, my dude. I take
1 damage.
No, you take 2 damage.
I take 2 damage?
It was
Alright.
5. You get blasted in the back of your head and sort of look over and scowl, and Valkyr's like, "Sorry, mate. It's a bit cramped in here."
'Who's those fucking balls? Do not do that.
Beautiful. Akuna Matata is gonna come up. He's gonna come up with a few swings. He's gonna pop this goblin. 18. He hits the goblin. He's gonna use his bonus action as well. 16, which also hits both of those. Yeah. Okay, so he is going to do. I think his quarterstaff is a D6. Is that right, or is quarterstaff D8?
D8 with both hands. D6.
He's using
Right,
both
right.
hands.
Is that correct?
He does 4 damage to the goblin, which that is enough to kill it, and then he's gonna do 5 damage to the rat, which is enough to kill it. So Aku sort of comes up like, "I am sorry for tripping you," and just like clears Davos's way. Rat G, which I think is dead. Rat G is dead. Rat C, which is not dead, is gonna take a bite at Gulbrand. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
An 11, which does not hit, I imagine.
Nope.
That's okay.
I'm too angry.
Goblin B is dead. Goblin E. Excuse me. Rat E is not dead. Rat E is also going to take a bite at Gulbrand. A 9.
Everyone loves it.
Beautiful. Goblin A, which is dead.
This time Goldbrand does belly laugh.
Bergen, your move, my dude. And it's now clear enough to where you can get around to that other rat.
Sweet. Can I select past him, or do I get to like here?
It is a small creature, but it is a hostile creature.
Would he get an attack of opportunity on me?
Dump it.
If you left his range, you would. Devin, what would you say on that? Small creature technically can, or a small creature can't occupy the same space as a medium creature. It can just occupy the same space as a small creature.
Well, I think technically in 5e you can't move through a hostile creature's space.
Even if it is a small or a tiny creature?
It's pretty damn tight up in there.
Okay.
A creature's space is the area and feet that it effectively controls in combat, not an expression of its physical dimensions.
Okay, gotcha. So go ahead and pop. You can swing at it, and then you can use the rest of your movement if you would like to, if you clear it.
I'm gonna whack.
Give him a whack. 14's a good whack, and 8 damage. In fact, 8 damage. You smack this rat so hard that it actually crashes into the other rat, and they both like hit the side of the stone cavern and just fall limp. There is now 1 rat remaining, and it is not the goblin boss's turn, not giant rat B, giant rat A, or giant rat S turn. It is Gulbrand's turn.
Oh, well, Gobrand's just calling go a swinging, full of rage on that logo. That's the only thing left there, and is that that rat.
Get him. 15, yeah. Fuck him up, fuck him up. In fact,
+2, 11.
This last rat sort of like hears his 2 comrades like fall limp beside him, and he looks over, and as he turns to look back at you, you've already got your great sword up, and you just skewer it. The corpses, the blood from this is like all over the entranceway to the cavern. It's funny because while Goldbrand is like covered in it, Valkyr and Valkyr and Tali behind him are like pristine, and it's just like, good job.
Yeah, I picture Gobrand like twist his sword into its corpse until his rage subsides. Like,
6 seconds of just grinding your sword.
Yeah, you can hear him like cursing an Uthgard to himself because the way rage works is after he hasn't been hit for a round, it goes away. So he grinds his sword for a second until it goes away.
You just hear him like occasionally, like you'll catch a word in common, just witness. All right. How would
Killing
you
fucking rats instead of goddamn fucking bears? Steps.
You guys see 3 things in this particular area. There is the cavern that is blocked off by the stone. There is the woman who is trapped behind the stalagmites, and there is a table full of weapons. What do you do?
Oh god. Someone's
Go to check on the lady.
Yeah,
What a noble cleric! Look at him.
Someone who's not me goes talks to the ladies. Gobrand would like to start carrying weapons to, or at least taking them. I would say them outside the room. Like.
Yeah, I would say Davos and Aku will attend with you in that regard. Bergen, as you come up to the woman behind the stalagmites. Oh, Monsieur, thank goodness you have come. Oh, you have saved me from those beasts. He was chattering about how he wanted to try devil flesh, and I was not willing to be his meal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, please free me from this place. And she sort of takes a step back. You see the stalagmites that are there are not very long, not very thick, but you gather that she was forced over into this space rather than slid through them. They're too close together to really for her to pass through.
Okay, are they like too thick to smash with me mace?
Go ahead and swing and see.
Just like a regular attack.
Yeah. Their AC isn't super high. Ooh, but it's higher than that. you hit it and it like cracks a bit. Give another swing. Much better. Okay, so you hit it once and it kind of like ricochets, almost like hits you from like the sheer like knockback, but you sort of get a tighter grip and you swing and you aim a little lower in it and it sort of collapses down and clears two of them, and she pulls herself out, and almost immediately just like grabs onto your shoulders like thank you. She kisses you on both cheeks. Thank the gods. Lady Nanda has sent you for me. Oh, please, get us out of this place. Take me back to the keep.
Yeah, I bring her to the rest of the group, and I see if I can't grab a few weapons along to help them out or whatever.
Yeah.
Ask her who she is, of course, and what I know, was I there with the letter and the dossier and all that?
Yeah. Y'all took a rest between getting the dossier and coming here, so I would say that all those notes were shared. So you would know her as the lady in waiting of the keep. She is the pink-skinned tiefling Daphne Nightquill, who I will happily drop a picture of in the chit chat for you mofuckers. If I could find her pretty self. She is technically a special type of follower, so we'll drop her in the Strongholds and followers.
Is she a retainer?
No.
Wait, is she one in the book or one special? Like
one in the book.
I see.
Wait, what do you mean in the Storm King's Thunder or the Strongholds and Followers book?
In the Strongholds Followers book.
She's filling a role in that book, yes.
I see.
But this is the lovely Daphne Blackwhip. She is pretty extravagantly dressed, even having been roughed up and living here for a while. Pink skin with faint purple undertones, reddish hair that goes just beyond her shoulders, red pupils with arched eyebrows, large upward curved horns, sharp ears with small golden earrings, and she wears teal vest and skirt over burgundy shirt and pants, a silver mantle with a teal cape. That's the sort of thing that's resting on her shoulders here. A decorative belt with a large buckle, fine gloves. She's very extravagantly dressed. Like, of all the people you've seen from Nightstone, which granted hasn't been many, she seems to be dressed to the nines. She's not quite royalty, but you gather she almost has this aristocracy, about that type of air about her. Doop. Go back to this page. She's like, please, where are the others? Are they still in the cave?
Yes. Just across there. From our position. Yeah, immediately across the cave.
She begins to make her way over there. Do you guys want to proceed talking to them, or is there anything else on this side that you guys want to check out?
Is Goldbrand nearby? Is he within earshot?
You could catch him
with the group.
Yeah, you could catch him as he's like gathering up weapons.
Goliath friend.
Big boy.
Shall we make a pass at this rock?
Pass at the rock.
Push it.
He hasn't noticed. You have to.
When he points it out, well, my passive insight's 14. Don't take me too long, I would feel like, after he pointed it out.
Yeah, but like you walked by it and didn't notice it quite at first. But well, no, he actually did relay it to you, so I'll shut up about that.
Goldbrand says, he says, well, I don't see any reasons why. Well, there must be reasons that they have this blocked. Perhaps that there is something worth, and Goldbrand will just try to push it. Since he's a Goliath, he counts his 2 sizes bigger or whatever.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
not 2 size bigger, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I gotcha.
Strength check, not a save.
Not a save, correct.
Which means I gotta click strength up here. Give me just a second. That
Ooh.
sucks.
You have advantage because Talia is helping you, so try one more time.
Blap.
What?
Well, that was a save, so roll one
Oh, that
more
was a
time.
save. Yeah, yes, we still can do it.
Another
Oh, I see.
7.
I hit the
Another
wrong thing.
7. Come on.
No.
11.
Not better.
That's
A
actually.
7. It's still a 7 though.
What do you mean a 7?
7
He's
plus
got
3
plus
is
3.
11.
No, it's not,
That
Devin.
was
That's
8.
not how math works.
Oh, well, you're absolutely
God,
right.
you're lucky you're so handsome. All right. You, with your combined efforts, you managed to roll the boulder just far enough to where you squeeze behind it. It's about 4 feet wide. The tunnel is about that size as well. It's not very large, but Goldbrand, you pretty much have to like squat and kind of waddle through. Tally, you can sort of duck under. But a small pile of coins covers the floor of this small chamber, and it is sprinkled with a few notable items of worth.
That's what I was looking for.
I'm going to read off some booty. So be ready to jot this down.
Booty.
You
I
get
extend a fist towards Golbrand like a fist bump sort of maneuver.
Goldbrand definitely gives you a fist bump.
I was hoping he
Probably a
would
little,
just
I imagine a little too hard, like he.
Yeah.
Like there's an audible sound. Yeah, there's like an audible sound of his fist like colliding with your fist.
Exactly.
like jams one of your fingers like fuck. All right, you get 185 gold pieces,
Oh yes.
185 gold, 415 silver, 415, 231 copper pieces, 231. You also find a matching pair of silver salt and pepper shakers that are worth 25 gold. If I'm going too fast, let me know, my dude. You get a blood-stained leather case containing a set of thieves' tools worth 25 gold. You can just put thieves' tools. You find a holy symbol of Sylvanas, which is carved from wood and inlaid with gold. That is also worth 25 gold pieces. Oh, I forgot about this one. You find a bottle of Demon's Veil red wine. And anybody who wants to can make a history check to see if they recognize that label. Demon's Veil red wine. It's 25 gold pieces.
What the fuck does this say? He holds it up. He can't read it.
Davos seems like a connoisseur. He is not.
Oh no.
Valkyr seems like a connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Valkyr's like, it's wine, give me. Like,
Him and Aku fight over it.
that's terribly in character. Aku, he might have a decent.
It's not. It's not. It's
It,
not good.
it's not. Go ahead and roll it anyway. This is just sort of anybody who wants to can make
How
a
about
check.
that?
14. Oh, not quite.
Damn it.
You've not heard of it. You've lived in the woods and caves almost your entire life. So I need a coup. Is that everyone? Bergen tried.
Who needs to roll one?
Goldbrand, just for shits and giggles, roll one for me. Oh, a coup.
This
You guys-
is history?
This is history, yeah. Goldbrand knows it. All right, Goldbrand, you know that at one point in time, you raided a village that had a cask of this wine that you had that you had obtained as part of
back
your
to the tribe myself.
Correct. And you remember it was very distinct. The label itself has an image of a demon in flames on it. And you, while you don't necessarily know this, the rest of you could tell from reading the label that it's made from hot peppers. It is a spicy wine. It's like almost like a very robust Zinfandel. You would also, well,
I like to imagine Goldbrand going, upon getting the bottle back, going, actually, I've seen this drawings before. Is spicy? And he like bites the cork out of it. I would imagine, like starts.
as you take a swig, Tally, since you got the next highest score, you would know that this is a pretty rare vintage. But you watched a bit of like a third of the bottle disappear down Goldbrand's throat.
Oh well, you did move the boulder, friend. Enjoy.
Thirsty's work.
Yeah, Goldbrand will try to share with the other alcoholics.
Okay, that's very generous of you. It is quite spicy. Like it has a zest to it, almost like when you eat not quite like if you've ever had like ghost pepper flavored something, Like
Mhm.
not ghost pepper itself, but the little lingering heat afterward. It's refreshing, but at the same time, it's also pretty acidic. Um, but
Angus
not bad.
McCurtain approves.
It could have gone for 100 gold pieces, but it gone down some throats, and that's okay. You also get 2 other items from this room: a standard healing potion, which is like your
Hello.
5th now. Y'all aren't drinking them, and I'm.
I don't think we have that many.
Y'all have got at least
I think
4.
we have 3 now.
Well, you made one. You found one in the cave earlier. You found one just now. You found another one in the town. So I think you're at 4.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but I think that we've had quite a few. If you wouldn't mind updating the inventory in the next day or 2, just so we have it in the channel. You also get a 1st level spell scroll of Identify. Only your bard can use it because no one else can learn Identify. But there's also, aside from the guards' weapons and shields and armor that you collect from the main room, you also get a pouch of 25 gold.
Oh,
I'm sorry. There's more.
I see.
And then you also, each of the goblin guards had a silver ring on their hand worth 5 gold each. You gather that they were probably the king's wives, which is odd. We're gonna do one more.
No one is
Babies,
opposed.
all those babies had to come from somewhere.
If no one is opposed, Gobrand would actually put those on in like a string and wear them.
The rings?
Yeah.
Oh, I do not want to
More
move that
trophies.
corpse around with you guys. Hang on a second. The corpse does not follow you out of that room. I'm sorry.
More trophies.
That body is eviscerated. You could tell at one point it was a human height. It could have been elf. It could have been a tiefling. It could have been, well, it doesn't have horns, but it's unrecognizable now. Literally shredded down to bone and just red bits of flesh. As you guys come back, you hear Daphne wailing, and as you approach, you sort of gather that
He's going to
Sidiri.
wake the fucking bats.
Yeah, it evolved. We're gonna get to that in just a second, but Sidiri has just told her that Lady Nandar was killed in the attack, and she is inconsolable. She is practically on the floor, and you see they've actually sort of left the main entryway. Once you guys started bringing the weapons over, and once Daphne was told them that, oh, I forgot I had a thing for the bats. Can you guys see that?
Mm-mm.
You don't see all that?
No.
You don't see the
some stuff.
fuck ton of bats right there, Devin Green?
Wait, are you talking about the tokens or the? I thought you were rolling stuff. Oh, now I can see.
I was about to say they're flapping all over the place. Okay.
Thought you was rolling stuff. I was like, no,
So-
I can't see it.
For the sake of space,
Space
we're-
time.
I'm just gonna delete all the villagers. They're not dead. They're still there.
Gobrand kills them all.
You guys, but Daphne is weeping. The guards, Sidiri is sort of talking to them, and they're getting their arms and armor back on. The several people are just clutching each other. Tally, you still feel drawn. Like there's almost like this invisible thread that's sort of tugging you toward the ravine. And there is also one cavern that you guys have yet to explore if you would like to, or you could choose not to. Entirely your call.
Yeah, my thing would
Probably
be,
should. Oops.
well, friends, I wouldn't like to leave this cavern without seeing what's on the other side of this shit pit.
Shit pit.
How far across is it?
It's about, it's not quite 10 feet, about 7. You could jump it with a good dex check.
So,
But I would say, Tally, as you come up on it, you find that thread, it's not pulling you forward down the tunnel, but it's pulling you down toward the bottom of the ravine.
Fucking A.
And those 3 words echo within your head again.
Anyone seen a shovel?
There
I need to
are
amend this pit.
giant shovel, not giant, but large shovels and picks. And if you start to work on it, several of the guards and the people that you've freed, who are very grateful, begin to help you fill this void. And in a span of about 15 minutes, doesn't take you long with their assistance. You cover up this and sort of, it is now a walkable passage once again. As that happens, you hear, it's almost indescribable, several sharp taps on the stone. And you watch, I imagine that your compatriots are up here in the area helping you, unless they're just selfish cunts, I'm not judging. But as you hear that, you see 4 giant centipedes skittering from down the tunnel. They are, when I say giant, they're about 4 feet long. They're about that big around and hundreds of legs. And they all sort of, they're not actually giant creatures or anything, because that would be fucked to shit, let's be real.
But big for bugs.
Big for bugs, for sure. They're still small beasts, but yeah, big for bugs. They are not super tough, so we can knock this out, or we can pick up with this next week.
No, I think I'm ready to clock out.
Okay.
Next week.
Pick up next week. All right, my dudes.
Right.
Had a fun time. Hope you guys
Yeah,
did
that
as
was
well.
nice.
Great session.
You guys
Yeah,
pretty
thank you
much.
for the session.
No, of course. You guys pretty much cleared this entire dungeon, which I figured you would. When you guys came down the chimney, I thought you were just gonna go ahead and start there, because if you guys started with Hark, the goblin boss, this could have gone very differently. I don't mind telling you, since you guys know of its existence, that he was going to try to barter the lives of the citizens in exchange for you killing the beast, whatever it may be. So, fun shit.
Yeah.
I did want to read some stuff, but I think we'll do that next week when we have everybody here.
Herb.
So,
Well, I'll probably do my notes tomorrow, and I'll definitely update
Yeah.
the inventory tomorrow. So
bless you. I will try to. I'm gonna be gone until like 6 or 7. I will post the session recording on Friday. I know that's not ideal, but my apologies.
Yeah,
I'm a
okay.
bastard. No, yeah, I had fun. I'm glad you guys got through your first dungeon. You got some booty, and you got more booty on the way.
are we gonna be level 4 next? Are we gonna go to level 4 next session?
I don't think it's quite. Let me look
Heard.
here.
I was just wondering to know.
Well,
whether
it's technically you're supposed to complete the dungeon, but for expediency's sake, I will say that you guys can go ahead and bump up to level 4 from your combat clearing the boss. There are some other things here that if you were to choose to, you could certainly explore and have fun with that. And there'll be a couple of RP moments in the early next session. Yeah, I think that's about. I kind of want to talk about that too, but I'll wait till we have everybody. So, yeah, thank you, my dudes. Again, had a blast. Hope you did too. And is it Wednesday yet?
Yeah.
Good night, my dudes.
Session. I'll see you on
Catch
next
y'all
Wednesday.
next week.
Yeah.
See.